And you love.
What's up, everybody? So, we are discussing what we found in our investigation equipment and what was happening in the house after the investigation was done. Hey, all about vehicles. How's it going?
And it's only getting better. Not.
It's up, Egyptian. Hey, beautiful Becky.
Guys, tweet this out.
Yeah,
Share it.
share it, guys, if you guys can. Tweet it out. I've done all I can to share it too.
Started out. Sup, homies.
Sup, homies. Andrew and Xavier, how's it going? So, sup, homies. So, as everybody knows, we did find something. We came home, we had an apparition in our kitchen, and three of them were manifesting. So, this is the time to actually open up and explain what's going on. Um, Come to find out through a card reading in that from a witch in the family, the person that used to own this house had passed away and is still here with us. How's it going, PM's Adventure in Kyoku?
Yoko.
Kyoko. Okay, sorry.
Well, don't sorry to me. Say sorry to her.
I just hope that you guys are all right. Like, we're good.
um. So since then, we've had this door
Yeah, since then we've had the front door opening
several times.
several times by itself.
Like it.
A bunch of other different things, weird things happening. Had a coffee cup on the counter, and it was at the back of the counter where our Keurig is, and it got pushed off and like spilt all over me. Hey, Country Girl Paranormal, how's it going?
Like if you see this door, it's a heavy
Yeah,
door.
I'll show you guys this door. Okay, this is this is the door. That is a heavy door. Like, this is a heavy door. Okay, it takes a lot to open this door,
And it sticks.
and it sticks.
Hey, Nance.
Now, it's been opening every day at the same time by itself. How is that explained? Right? Uh,
Like
hey,
first
sharpshooter.
First time it happened, we thought it was the wind. Maybe the screen door wasn't closed or something. But
Right? I don't know, PMs. They got something against coffee, I think.
well, we were on. Actually, what you should do is get Ghost up here because he was actually on a call with us and
Yeah,
witnessed
yeah,
stuff
we
in this
we
house.
actually can do. Yeah, Ghost has witnessed me being out in the kitchen making a coffee.
No, he hasn't witnessed the cups flying off, but he did witness when we had the
Yeah.
bookshelf. He witnessed a bunch of stuff coming off
Hey,
the
top shooter.
bookshelf and flying at you.
Been a long time, top shooter. How are you? Yeah, but we had a shelf
Which
that's at over here and by the door over here, and Ghost Mafia had witnessed one day me getting up and going out to make more coffee. Hello to all the newcomers coming in.
Daily D, what's up?
Daily D, Native Grammy, Awesome Epic Adventures. How's it going? And Rosie Darkstorm, welcome. But walk right by it. Ghost Mafia noticed everything got thrown right off against me, right off of the shelf. It was craziness. I was like, what in the hell is going on? And just kind of assumed, you know, I didn't know what was going on, but now I guess we do. Trissy Wicks, we're doing pretty good. We did an investigation 2 nights ago and brought something home. Oh yeah, top shooter. Everybody does, you know. That we all have lives outside of YouTube. Watching never fails. Nothing will happen while you're live. I should know I roll my camera nothing but my son's leg. got pulled one night.
Remember
PM's
that?
adventure. Wow.
Hey, that's not what. That's not true,
Yeah.
PM. When we were live the other
If you
night
want to come
after
on,
the
you can.
investigation, I'm sitting right here. Might as well just
Yeah.
listen. When we were live, Brian went live after the investigation the other night on Saturday.
Okay.
Um, and that's when everybody in the chat started noticing it manifesting itself in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It was literally happening on his live.
It was happening on my live stream. We got in the house, and no sooner I turned toward the kitchen, and there was something manifesting in our kitchen.
Hey, Fire Seeker.
What's up, Fire Seeker? Aniki, what's up?
Yes, she was on the phone with
Yep.
me.
Aniki was on the phone with JoJo when all this took place as well.
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah, that was a native Grammy.
It was.
What
You
the
can
hell
ask.
was that? Oh.
What's up, Ghost?
But we were just telling them
Yeah.
what you witnessed. Even RK has witnessed. We were on a phone call with him and RK,
It,
and the living room light, nowhere near it. No one was near the switch.
and I don't
It turned on. Right on the call. They saw it.
like the weird thing last night. Falcon didn't come home until this morning, and I'm sleeping, just crawling to bed last night. Get woke up at 3:30 a.m. to the dog barking at something and gritting her teeth at the doorway. I don't know how to explain what it is. To me, it kind of sounds demonic because a dog when
Well, she would bark because she doesn't know it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
animals will react.
Hey, Charlie.
Guys, share this out. Make sure you're putting it on all your social media. Smashing
Yeah,
that
share it out,
like.
guys.
Smashing that like. I'm trying to advertise for you. You cut me off.
Sorry.
Man, guys.
I'm working it. I'm working it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out for a smoke, guys. I'll still be watching chat.
Tell them about some of the stuff you've seen in this house.
I can't see the chat right now. I'm tweeting it out. I'm sharing it on Facebook.
All right.
Okay, but tell them about some of the stuff you've witnessed in this house when talking to us on the phone.
Hey, Robin Day. Hey, that's Robin Paranormal and Jackson Lillen. Hey, Jackson, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, guys? Hey, Boomer.
What's up, Boomer?
Actually, Boomer, you would probably be a perfect person to talk to after this live stream.
Oh, you want to say night night? Come here.
Yeah, she can come up say that night. Hey, OG.
There's my little niece, baby. That's my OG.
We're live.
Say, Papa, we're always live.
Hey, Molly.
Hey, Molly.
Hey, Gemma.
Feel free to support Jackson. It's me. Oh, it's on the key. Okay.
Oh, hi, OG.
So that Jackson that's in the chat is on a key. That's Jackson's channel.
Yeah. So one thing I do have to say though, Molly Gordon is almost to her 1K. So if whoever doesn't have Molly Gordon, could you please go and show her that love and support to her channel? Try and get her to that 1K.
Yeah. All right. So Ghost, tell them about some of the things that you have seen. Keep in mind, guys, we do like video chats almost daily.
Yeah.
I've seen the lights turn on and off in their house. I've seen Brian be walking past the bookcase and shit just fly off the bookshelf at him. I didn't see the stuff fly off the counter, the coffee cup, but I heard it. I heard it, scoot, and then I heard it hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
OG says she did it.
OG did it.
I did it.
OG, you mischievous baby.
Hey, Darwin. Hey, Ray the fam. Review playing in more RPM. How's it going?
But yeah, like, and the stuff that happened the night of the investigation, the weird part is that like Brian was recording, and you know how you have that option on YouTube to record directly to YouTube and it automatically uploads. That's what he was doing. and it didn't save a thing. It didn't upload nothing. Some of the
Oh,
EVPs,
awesome.
actually, I think it was all the EVPs that Alex and Bobby did from Walker Paranormal. Their EVPs got wiped out completely. They did get pictures and things like that. I believe they got video. I know that my live stream did upload, but
Yep.
when we got home and Brian did a recap, that's when it started going nuts. As soon as he started talking about it, the camera started to like pixelate and try and focus. And then he moved where he was sitting, and you could see the kitchen behind him. And that's when you started seeing pixelated things. That night, actually, Aniki will even tell you, my hands, go back and watch his recap, guys, from that night. It was done this Saturday that just passed, Sunday
Yeah.
morning. It's like
It says
4 or
recap
5 in the
of
morning.
investigation.
Yeah, and it literally, I was on the phone with Aniki. All of a sudden, my hand started bleeding. That shows on his live stream as well, that my hand had blood on it. Don't know where it came from. There was no cuts on my hands. There was nothing. There was scratches down my right side with a hole in my side. It looked like somebody had like stabbed me with something. It was really weird, and it was burning. But like the marks aren't there anymore. I just have a hole in the side of me now.
Yep.
And the next morning, I think the only thing that was strange, not really strange, but it drained a lot of energy. Like it sucked our equipment dry at that investigation.
Hey, Elizabeth.
When we got up the next morning, it wasn't the same. Like you could feel the heaviness in the house. It was really fucked up.
Yeah. And the most craziest part is I was sitting like right there on that wall,
Mm-hmm.
like not even 5 steps from what was happening.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is all of the chat was noticing it. It was actually the chat that drew our attention to it. Like we weren't even paying attention. I was playing Brian's stream on the computer while I was on the phone with Aniki, and it was the chat going, "What's that? Like, what is that?" And you could see it. Like, and the more that we paid attention to it, the more active it got.
Yeah, the more it started forming, and in there's something that sits in the chair that we have in the living room for now. I got to put in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it got pretty crazy.
Ghost, what are you doing, dude?
He's touching.
I knocked something over on it and it went off, and I was like,
It's all right. It's all right.
it happens.
It does.
That's what happens when you have a live show.
All right.
Nothing's rehearsed.
Hey, blowhole, what's up?
Right.
But yeah, like it's really creepy. Like I
Hey,
don't
Platinum.
know. To me, I didn't feel threatened. I got on a call after Brian's live stream with my sister, and she did tarot cards for me, and she confirmed what I already knew, that it wasn't threatening. We did find out through the cards that it was someone that did live here and own the house at one point, just kind of trying to get our attention.
Yes, PM's adventure vlogs. It does. Sorry.
Google go off for no reason. Our Google starts talking for no reason, both his and mine. Our phones will turn on for no reason. Nobody has to touch them. They'll just all of a sudden turn on, and apps will open, and our computer does the same thing. Are you locked out?
I swear it's the spirits that do this shit.
And our door. I'm coming. Stop rattling the damn door.
No, I'm getting it. There we go.
I'm telling you.
I had to fix it.
That wasn't him rattling the door.
This morning I woke up to some noise. I thought it was my cat because the curtain moved, but my cat was sleeping. Excuse me, on the pillow beside me. I know Luna heard it because she meowed. Oh, wow, Becky.
No, this was something completely different. I'll have to talk to Boomer after this and explain. But
Yeah.
like Boomer, it's amplifying. Like, yes, we have to smudge the house again. We know this. Okay. But like it's a different energy. Like you can feel that it's different. Whereas the one that you were talking about, Boomer, was very unhappy, very, I don't know, I don't want to say evil, but it was mean, you know? This one doesn't seem mean. It just seems like irritated, like, hey, I'm here, why don't you see me kind of deal, you know?
All right, so
Malevolent.
I wouldn't even go as far as saying malevolent. Honestly, I wouldn't. It's just
No.
one of those, like today, when I was live today, Falcon wanted attention, wanted attention, wanted attention through the whole live stream. It's like that.
Hmm.
I think the little girl from the cemetery is still here.
Hey,
Could be.
Tom. Yeah.
Have you ever talked to a person and then realized that you woke up that the person was 10 miles away? I have something like that, but not quite like that. It's hard to explain. You mean like astral projection? Is that what you're getting at? Where you feel like it's so vivid that it was there?
Did you leave that live stream up? Yeah, Country Girl Paranormal, it's up.
It's a, it's called recap.
I would think it'd be more like subconscious telekinesis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
But it was freaky. Like, it freaked me right out in general. Like Thomas said, it was skeptic for sure.
Well, like Thomas said, he's generally a skeptic, and it freaked him out.
Yeah. And it had Carlos, of all people, believing you guys. Like, it was.
Yeah. Carlos was in here. He was cracking jokes for the first little bit until he started noticing what was going on.
You hear that?
Yeah, what was that? Might have just been Falcon rolling around because he is upstairs in bed. Or the dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a couple of little poltergeists that keeps running through my office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Battle.
And I'm not talking about that shadow thing that crossed behind me the other night. I'm talking about the fuzzy ones that keep chasing each other back and forth through the house.
I'm so glad you corrected him, Boomer. Go read Boomer's comment.
Telekinesis is the ability to move things. Okay, all right. Subconscious telepathy. That's what I
There
meant
you
to
go.
say.
Yeah.
Telepathy.
I spoke
Yeah.
to a person. It was dark, but I couldn't see them. Talked to them for 5 minutes. Then once I woke up, looked around and asked someone where they were, and they called me from where they were.
Wow.
Yeah, CPM. She's like, Carlos was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, it's. What is that? Sorry, our cat came out of the kitchen because he was eating in the kitchen. And we could hear him chewing, but he came out and it sounds like something tapping on the basement stairs. And the dog's upstairs with Falcon. Oh, gotta love our house.
The Daily D and Mysteries. Do those fuzzy things have names and tails?
Yes, they do. They're going to be nameless here real quick if they don't quit it. So.
Brian's camera is on, and the kitchen lights off.
Yeah.
The only light on is the living room, so you guys can see him. I once had a similar dream about the exact same person as my son who was living 700 miles away. That's messed up.
See, where it was happening is right in there where the couch is.
Chair.
Chair. And up on top of the shelving unit and over here.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
What's up, Ray?
Ray, what's up, buddy?
But yeah, like, Brian was sitting exactly how he's sitting.
Yep.
Except the camera was tilted a little bit more towards the kitchen, like that. Yeah. And that's when it all started.
Hey, Centroid.
My wifey.
Yeah, like it was really creepy.
Mm-hmm. Like Ghost and Brian do EVPs on Thursdays. This isn't like EVPs. This is just basically recapping. We've had a lot of messages. Brian's got a lot of messages wondering if we're okay. Because actually, I don't think he's been live since then. Like he's been seen in my
Hey,
live,
TK.
but he hasn't really been live. Like we've kind of been trying to figure out what's going on in the house. What's up, RK?
What's up, RK? Just got off work, huh? Yeah, like it was scary.
Mm-hmm. And actually, that's another person that can attest to what goes on in this house. When RK stayed here,
Yeah.
he ended up messaging me.
Hey, Fluffy.
What's up, exploring with Cafe?
How's it going?
But he actually messaged us when we went to bed. He was sleeping on our couch one night, and he messaged us. We had already fallen asleep, and he was freaking out. And
Yeah.
he would be the one to explain it because a lot of stuff happened when he was here too, to the point where like Brian pulled his phone out of his pocket, and his phone was off.
Yeah.
When he pulled it out of his pocket, it was on and recording, like recording audio. He played it back, and clear as day, it said RK's real name. And then
That
I
is
think it was
crazy reviewing.
following night, um, that's when RK was sleeping on the couch and stuff started going weird.
All right, Charlie.
Saw myself on the hospital table.
Have a great night, Molly.
But after, didn't remember it for years till my parents died. That's weird.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Charlie.
Charlie and Molly are going to head to bed.
Going good. About to go work tomorrow. No problem. Thanks for coming, Fluffy.
Yeah. I hear you, Jenny. A lot of the stuff that really does happen, like we'd have to get a lot of the people on and explain their stories, but
Well, that's what EVPs is for.
yeah.
If you guys want to go on EVPs, then you got to reach out to Ghost or Brian, or they'll just tell you to reach out to me.
Oh yeah. It's one of us anyway. And we'll get you guys on it.
But yeah, like there's been okay, guys. I gotta bounce out here. Much love, Boomer.
Much love, Booms.
I'll harass you after the stream, Boomer.
Yeah.
But like, what I remember at the time, I was told I needed to go back because they needed me.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the picture I made and posted? To be honest, I haven't really been on much of social media today other than Facebook.
All right. Thanks, Lisa.
So depending where you posted it.
Yeah, depending on where it's posted in that.
What else we got?
Yeah, like there's so many different things that happen in the house, but more now.
Yeah, like it's really starting to pick up since that investigation on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure why.
Like it's not.
Do you think maybe that maybe the activity is it stays the same year round, but in the summertime and spring when you're able to get out of the house more, you just
Yeah.
don't notice it as much? Or
to me though, like it feels like because with me being a medium, I can sense it, right?
Mhm.
But for me, it's like it comes and goes, you know? But this one thing that they're seeing in the kitchen never comes past the kitchen.
No.
Never comes past the kitchen. Doesn't feel threatening. Feels like
No.
someone's watching you.
I
But
mean, one of the things from the other night was it was the hours leading up to last night's lunar eclipse. So, I mean, maybe that's had something to do with spiking activity too.
well, like there is I don't know if you can call it a myth or a folklore or what, but with the red moon, it's and any astral phenomenon amplifies paranormal activity.
Hey, Albion boy.
It's like it I'm not even sure how to word it. It's like it thins the veil. You know what I mean? To live in a house where I had Night terrors. And after we moved out, it all stopped. My aunt later told me she would never visit because she would see a half person. Oh wow,
Wow,
that's insane.
that's crazy.
And
See, like we've never really had all of that yet, but it was pretty close the other night.
Well, you could see the shape manifesting the other night.
Yeah,
Like you could see it was a person, you know, or at least the shape of a person.
exactly. Yeah.
hmm,
All right, profile pic.
Excuse me.
We'll have to check that out. Blowhole.
I'm
Doing
thinking you
okay,
guys should
Jay.
like
Thanks for asking.
in an
Huh?
attempt to capture something on camera or even live.
Yeah,
Um, take like Brian's phone, set it up to where you can see into the kitchen, and just do a live stream for couple hours. Just let the camera run.
yeah,
See, this is my problem. Okay. If we didn't have the kids, I would fully do that. Okay. But the kids have already started exhibiting signs that they're like me, especially Falcon. Falcon is very sensitive. And
Well, I'm
like,
not saying do it like all day long or anything like
no,
that,
what
wow,
but
I'm
dude.
saying, hold on, let me finish though. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is the more we feed into it that way, the more active it will get. And we know this from past experience. I'm just, I want to do it. Every part of me wants to do it, but I'm on the fence because I know that it's not something to mess with. You
Yeah,
know, like I've been thrown, I've been choked, I've been attacked. I know it's not something to mess with, and the last thing I want is for something to mess with my kids.
yeah,
Especially when how do you protect them when you can't see it, right?
right.
Now, that being said, if it was a weekend when
yeah,
it wasn't here, I would do it.
yeah.
I would do it, and I would have the house cleansed before he got home.
Well, Lisa, there are what you call demonics. There are poltergeists,
Malevolence,
malevolent spirits.
regular spirits, restless spirits.
Yeah. Not all are bad. There are good ones, but you have to be careful what you're working with and what you're around.
Yeah.
And watch your surroundings for sure.
See, and I think if we were gonna do something like that, we would use Brian's GoPro. Just set the GoPro up and have it face the kitchen, or have it set in the kitchen. You know what I mean? And see what happens. But it would
Yeah.
have to be a weekend when we know he's not going to be here, so we can cleanse the house before Falcon gets home.
Yeah. We could do that for sure.
PM says she's doing it to see what's messing with her kid, but you got to remember, recording it for any reason is still technically giving it acknowledgement. You're still giving it power, and you're inviting it to
Yeah.
contact with you. So I mean, it's not going to stop if you do it. It's going to amp up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna amp up big time.
Where the hell was that story on EVPs, RK?
Yeah, RK.
Ooh, Ghost and Brian are gonna
Oh
get mad
boy.
at you. You see that, Ghost?
I see that.
Yeah, RK, you could have told us that one.
Ghost.
Right.
Dinks.
Damn, RK.
I'm waiting for the punchline or something. It's RK, so he's gonna be like, "Yeah, my brother was the demon that did it," or something.
Yeah.
I know so, PM. I'm telling you this from experience.
Yep.
Once you give it acknowledgement and you pay attention to it and you record it, it feeds off that energy. It will amp up.
Yeah. And one thing never to show is fear to them.
Mm-hmm.
That gives them so much draw of energy, it ain't funny.
See, I mean, now here's the thing. Now, if you don't think it's something, you said that you did card reading and they verified that it wasn't something
Yeah, what is
harmful.
up in the kitchen is not
Yeah,
harmful. But
that's what I'm saying. So,
it's the
it's
other
a spirit
thing.
of an actual person.
Yes. But my worry is the thing that is in the basement. That's my worry. That stage that we have over that basement door is the protection.
Yeah, Aniki, I would too.
That has been blessed. That doorway is blessed. The basement is blessed.
Yeah.
And we are on top of keeping that blessed. Not so
Now, see,
much
this
the
is
main
the
floor and the upstairs, but the basement, it stays down there.
And the funny thing is, like, we had the kitchen light on while it was doing all this and could see it clearly.
now this is just my opinion, but in
Yeah.
my experience of dealing with just ghosts of
Mhm.
average people, like
Mhm.
what's going on in your kitchen. Okay, ghosts, people when they're die, they're not all seeing and all knowing.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even realize that they're ghosts. They're just trapped there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even know that they're actually dead.
Well, and
And
that's how this one feels.
okay, now if you take a camera and you just set it down someplace and you're filming, say, just the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and you don't verbally say, hey, there's a camera here. If you really want to get my attention, do something on camera. Then you're not invoking anything. You're not inviting anything. You just have a camera sitting there. And it'd just be like if Brian and his brothers and everybody was sitting around the kitchen table playing cards and you walked in and set down a camera and didn't say anything to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Natural things are going to happen.
Yes, we know small town
That's what I was
investigation. Well, I mean, I believe that to a certain extent, but I don't want anything else that's in this house because we know that there's more than one. We know that there's a nice, nasty bastard in the basement. We don't
Yeah.
want to invite him to come any closer than he already is. You know what I mean?
right.
I don't want that to get in the way of anything at all.
No.
And like, there's something upstairs too. But what's upstairs, I already know. I already know very well. I know it's family. And that's already been confirmed, not just by me seeing them, but actually by Boomer, who didn't even know jack shit about my family. Boy who shows himself. Yeah, that crap. Dude, you got to get Aniki up here so she can tell you that. She was telling me that the other night.
Hey, Aniki, you want to come on panel and explain it?
I thought you had already invited her.
I did, yeah.
She just doesn't like us. She's being a baby face.
She's being baby
She said
face.
she was coming on. She said she'd meet me over here.
Yeah.
Damn,
So on the
Aniki.
call with her when you
I
guys
see
get
how
the
it is.
invite.
Yeah.
Tell her to go to that chat that we were all in from my panel.
See, and we've also got the handy cam. I thought about plugging that in the basement because there's a stand thing.
Yeah, I don't really want to feed the basement thing. I want that thing to start.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. If you just put it in the kitchen and don't pay any attention to that basement whatsoever.
What was
then-
that?
My phone just got thrown at me.
Hello,
Weird.
hello. I'm
Hey,
not a
Aniki.
baby face. I'm not a baby face.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
Right.
I really hope that none of this happens to anybody else.
Well, hence why the time, why we waited until Falcon was in bed, because he doesn't know. He just knows that we did an investigation. We don't want him to know what else went on.
Yeah.
I don't feel like myself. I'm scared to tell.
Okay, cat's eating.
Okay, are you fucking with us, seriously? I wouldn't say demonic side, RK. Say you're like, your emotions
Yeah,
is what I would say.
exactly. Emotionally.
You just have one.
Yeah.
So,
in Connecticut. Red kryptonite. There you go.
You need Jesus.
You do.
Hi, I am Indian. Okay, nice to meet you, SN.
Nice to meet you, son.
I'm part native too. Okay, so Aniki, explain.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Harg keeps kicking me out. Hold on. Okay, so recently, I mean, I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been a couple months. But every time I go, like, I'm gonna have to show everybody. But anytime I go into, let's say, the bathroom, and I'm going in there to blow dry my hair. Okay, now I have 2 mirrors in here. Okay, I hope nobody's in here. Okay, I have 2 mirrors in the bathroom. Let me turn you guys around. Okay, I have this mirror and then that mirror, right?
Yep.
So anytime I'm in the bathroom and I'm doing my hair, there's a little boy that stands behind me. And now I'm 4'11", and this little boy comes to about right here on me.
I
Yeah.
just seen
Always
that. That little boy
standing.
was a little bit taller than you.
Right?
Yeah, and he. Oh, no, well, that's Jackson. And sometimes he
Oh, okay.
stands right there. If anybody can see where I'm pointing my finger,
Yeah.
right there. Okay, and I'll be in the mirror. So the other day I came in here to go to the bathroom, and as I went to go sit down, something went.
Wow.
And for some reason I looked towards the mirror, and it was standing in the bathtub. Just no emotion on his face, nothing. It's anytime I look in any reflection, any mirror, uh, anything like that, it's freaking me out.
That's
So now I have this freaking creepy mirror in my living room, as a lot of people have seen,
Yeah.
and I always see it either standing in front of the TV, which was the other night. I looked dead at it, or I see it and standing like in the hallway right here.
Wow.
Boop. And he stands right there, and he just stands, hands at his side, not doing anything, no emotion. And it's, yeah, to the point that, like,
Yeah.
at night, you can feel this, like, real, like something's crawling in your hair or something. So I'm always like this, and
Yeah.
yeah, and you can feel it on your hand.
Wow.
You can feel like as if there's, if you went and sat on your bed, how it would go down a little bit.
Yeah.
You can feel that, but right in the middle. So right between where me and Jackson are. You can feel like something's just sitting there. Not laying down, just sitting there. And I'm
Wow.
so frightened, I don't even open my eyes. I've seen it in the kitchen. I've seen it all over. But it's anytime I look in, like even the windows, how it has a reflection?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other day I went to go open the window because it was hot in the house, because it was hot outside. I went to go open the window, and he was standing behind me.
Yeah. Reviewing.
I have no idea, but it was really, yeah. I'm to the point now that I'm like he doesn't seem like he's harmful. I was watching a video. Now it was a video like, those 30-minute alone challenges, those alone challenges, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here watching it, and I hear, which almost sounded like it came from their video, but it didn't. It just came through my headphone that said "mommy." And it's not the first time I've heard that, and it always comes through my headphones. So I paused the video, and I could hear breathing. So I took my headphones out, and I don't hear it. But anytime I put my headphones in, something like that happens. So,
Yeah.
That's mess.
and like,
RP's really
was it
confusing.
yesterday? Yeah, last night that I was
Mm-hmm.
on the phone with you guys, and we all heard a scream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
See, like I can't explain that. Like,
Yeah, it
it's
was.
coming through my headphone.
I heard that and I was like, "What was that? Was
Yeah.
that one of
Yeah.
your neighbors or something?" And, like that's what it sounded like. Like maybe he was out on the porch on the time and somebody screamed downstairs, or it
Yeah,
didn't
see,
sound close. Didn't sound nearby. It sounded a little farther
like in a
away, like one of
distance.
your
Yeah,
neighbors or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And anytime I hear the mommy or something like that in my headphone, it literally sounds like they're whispering right in my ear. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that breath.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is. I don't know who he is, but it's
yeah,
every single time I look in that mirror. Like for a long period, you're blow drying your hair or you're doing your makeup or whatever. For a longer period than just a quick glance. You know what I mean? But even on those quick glances sometimes. But it's anytime I look in the mirror to do something or
Your house is very active, though.
yeah, like really active.
Really active. Like RK was saying something, and I don't know if he's like trying to fuck around with us or
Yeah,
what.
Jenny had asked something too, and yes, mirrors are used sometimes for the paranormal world to come through like a portal.
Yeah, like water, mirrors,
Yeah,
things like that. Even electronics, white noise.
Well, there's been several different myths about the mirrors and things like that, how they can hold spirits, or you can trap spirits in mirrors by covering them with a silk cloth
yep,
and things like that. So I mean, if you got something in the mirror,
Yeah,
or
I'm about
cloth
ready to
over it,
cover all the mirrors in the house. I'm like freaked out.
cover
yeah,
it and see if the activity stops. I mean, if there's something in the mirror, you cover the mirror up and the
Yeah.
Just
activity
as
goes away. Maybe there's some
what's
validity to being able to trap things in the mirror.
maybe.
yeah,
It's worth trying.
Yeah. It's just a fact like when you're sleeping. That's when I don't like it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like now that when I see him, I'm like I look back in the mirror and he's gone, but when you can feel him in your bed or touching your head and it feels like something's crawling in your hair. That's how like a light touch it is. But that's what freaks me out the most, I think.
yeah. Known by PJ, especially antique mirrors. Yes.
Well, not just
Nasty.
antique mirrors, but anything. Like, have you guys ever gone to antique shops and or like garage sales, and you pick up stuff that clearly is old? You know
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's old. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if there's. I'm a firm believer that spirits attach to things. They do, in my opinion. So you don't know if you're picking something up with it. And the thing is like even being sensitive or being an empath or being a medium, you can't always pick up right away. Things lay dormant,
Yep.
and they can lay dormant until they feel like coming out,
Exactly right.
you know? And RK, I'm not 100% sure what to tell you because I kind of am confused because you've never said any of this to us before.
Yes. PMs.
Haunting collector always gets haunted stuff.
Hmm.
S and N, I'm not quite sure what you're doing. Are you in here like getting support? Is that what you're doing? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Guys, if there's people in here you don't know, we
Feel
encourage
free.
we encourage you to support each other. We just don't want to see the chat littered with got you, got me back. We don't like people begging. If
Yeah.
someone chooses to support you, that's on them.
Paranormal Mama is talking about John Zappas. That's the nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And
Yep.
when Ed and Lorraine passed away, he has a show called The Haunted Collector, but he's also the proprietor over the Ed and Lorraine Warren Haunted Artifacts Museum, where the animal is kept. So he
Yeah.
actually has his own museum where he keeps taken off of the show and bound, and he keeps those items. Plus, he has Ed and Lorraine's museum going too.
Yeah.
I think he's just saying hi to people he knows. Oh, okay. Well, I only see like a couple words and then he doesn't say anything. So I'm like, what's going on?
The Daily D Mysteries. By chance, did that box that you bought have like was it like wrapped and had glue on it or anything like that?
Blue. I know what Brian's getting at, but he says, I bought an antique
Wax.
box, small, maybe 6x3, paid a good bit for it. All handcrafted. It arrived, touched the box, instantly dropped it, threw it away. Okay, so, and I think the Daily's a female, by the way. Target, yeah, he's trying to sub.
Okay.
He's trying to sub.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Not a debit box.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a regular small empty box. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a debit box. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
it can be anything. Like, I have antique stuff, and I know that it's got stuff with it.
See, that's what I think about this mirror, is that it was Craig found it at a yard sale type thing, and now I
Ooh.
can't get him to take it down, which is strange. I can't get him, I don't know,
Yeah.
I can't get him to really do much, but
Mhm.
I have like stressed to him to help me take it down
Mm-hmm.
because it's super heavy. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to come down because it freaks me. This mirror is the one that freaks me out the most, I think.
Yeah. So,
especially because I don't know where it came from. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
known by PJ. Sorry, go ahead.
what if you don't know what somebody's doing to, like, even furniture you buy at a furniture store?
Well,
Right.
You never know.
They don't have to
So
be
I'm like,
doing anything. Like, I
Right.
mean, you could pick something up. Say you bought something secondhand or antique, or it was passed down through your family. If someone had a strong, like, attachment to that object in life, chances are they're gonna stay with it, even after.
You're echoing
Yep.
really bad.
Yeah. So known by PJ says, here in Georgia we have parlor visitation funerals. The older family members go around the home making sure all mirrors are covered. See, and they used to do that years ago for every funeral, not just funeral homes. Now it's not so much a common practice.
Right.
Hmm.
And the question about the box being a Divic box and all that, I find that a lot of people are calling Divic boxes that might not necessarily be Divic boxes, but I do know that like Wiccan religion, they will take an item that is supposedly haunted and they'll place it inside, say like a small box or even a cigar box,
Yep.
and they'll bind it with ribbon or wax or whatnot,
Mhm.
and they will hide it away so that nobody ever opens it again.
Yep.
These same bindings people have been finding and opening them up, and then they get the activity. Something similar to a Dybbuk box, but not the same.
Yeah.
Hey, Belinda. Yeah, like they're similar boxes, but you're right. They're not the exact same box.
It doesn't have to be, a cigar box. It could be, somebody's hope chest off of their dresser that they used, or, just
Yeah.
a Nick box. We've all seen them. They're fancy. They got a mirror on the inside. Maybe there was a jewelry box, or, it could be any kind of box. It doesn't any kind of vessel to put the item in and bind it inside of. So
Hola, SN.
it could even be an old hat box. I mean, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they had the hat boxes that you would keep your hats in.
Yep.
Keep them from getting damaged or whatnot.
Yep.
So it can be any kind of vessel that you could put something into, whether it be an old pocket watch or, an old deck of cards. I know my grandfather had an old deck of cards that he brought back from World War II that he swore was haunted. He kept in a box, and the playing cards were German, and the printout on them was all German. Like, it was really neat. I've played with them a few times, but I
Yeah.
never seen anything haunted about them. But he always claimed that they were haunted.
Hello, Chris the Ghost Hunter. Welcome.
And my grandpap didn't believe in ghosts, but he said those cards were haunted. They were bad luck, whatever.
Yeah.
Did he play poker and lose with them?
I don't think he played poker with them and lost, but I think one of his buddies from the war might have.
Yeah.
And I think he lost more than just his money. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
there was a story behind that deck of cards, and there was a reason why my grandfather held on to them. But he never told me the story.
Yeah. I've seen where an old metal lunchbox was used. I know, right? Known by PJ. I've seen that too.
Yep. So read our case comment. The spirit of those that have been passed on my end and shedding so many tears for them proves to me that they don't want me to be miserable. They want me to enjoy life. Love all my needs.
13 family. Yeah.
Okay, are you okay? I'm only asking because you're not acting like you.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, yeah, like it's just really weird how, like this is why I don't go to like yard sales or anything like that, because a lot of the stuff may have like an attachment in a way of like someone that's passed away or a malevolent spirit or something like that. So I just don't buy from them.
Oh, I
Well, I
love
was
going to
in
yard
this
sales. I love going there, finding old furniture that needs like refinished, or even driving down the road. If you see somebody has thrown out an old buffet and it says free on it or something like that, I will stop. I will pick that up. I will bring it back to the house, strip all the old paint off of it, resand it down, put new knobs, redo the tops, make that thing look like a brand new piece of furniture, $500-600 piece of furniture. You'd see it like Pier 1 or something like that. I love doing stuff like that.
Craig used to do that, like, all the time. But then, yeah, our house is too small for all that. So,
Yeah, I used
but
to
Well,
do
a
I
that
went
lot of
too.
to
times you find out.
an antique shop with Deborah, and the first day we went, it was closed, and there was things in there that were moving around, and
Yeah.
I'm not even
Hmm.
joking. And like so the next day we went in. Then yeah, the next day that we went in there when it did open, and the things that were there were no longer there. They were moved like
Wow.
in a different part of the store, and they said that stuff like that happens all the time there. So yeah, we tried recording it and like the stuff moving around. It was freaking weird,
Yeah,
like
Francis.
like
Go ahead,
cups
Uncle.
and stuff across the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
um,
Yeah, we answered it, known by PJ.
all right, thanks for stopping in, reviewing.
Thanks for viewing.
Mary.
Thanks, Ruby.
Okay. Well, I just asked RK because you're normally not like this.
Yeah, man, you're normally like out there.
Oh, he's out there, all right.
Oh yeah,
Ain't
he's
no
way
doubt
out
about
there.
that one.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad he's sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's weird because when you know someone the way that we know RK, hold on.
There we go. Okay, so when you know someone the way that we know RK, and they start telling you this stuff that they've held inside, you kind of get worried. Not worried that they're like strange or being weird, you know what I mean? But it's out of character for him. Spirits of people that live here before. Honestly, Francis, who knows? Like the mirrors in your trailer, they if they were refurbished mirrors, they could have come from people that owned them before they were in that trailer, or people that used to live in the trailer, or who knows? Like who knows where they come from? Could be just anywhere. Could just be something that got attached. I don't even know RK and I'm getting that vibe. Yeah, like
Yeah, me too.
all of us are really close with RK that are up here right now. Like and something like I did send him a link because I wanna know more about this. I wanna know what he's talking about, you know? I mean if he wants to come up and tell us. No problem, Francis.
Well, when Frances first started doing her, like EVPs and all that, she started with like a flashlight, and she started with it in her bathroom. In her bathroom's where her medicine cabinet is, and that's the only mirror in her house. So I think that's
Oh,
why she's asking, like, could it
okay.
have come
So,
through the mirror?
well,
Because,
yeah, if you started your EVPs in a bathroom where there is a mirror, I mean, you created a pretty good portal there.
yeah.
So, I mean, it could just be something you can like that you brought through doing that. You gotta
Yeah,
remember
and
doing
she stopped doing it in her house completely,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the fact that I know that one room in her house, a portal did get opened, but just knowing what I know now about the mirrors and stuff, I'm like, that just flashed back to me that that's where she started,
Well,
was with a flashlight coming on and off in her
yeah.
bathroom.
the
Yep.
thing is you guys got to remember, not just us up here, like we all know this already, but when you do EVPs, guys, you are inviting them in. Okay, you're asking for them to communicate. As soon as you open those lines, you're asking for them to communicate with you.
And it might not be a good thing coming through.
Exactly.
You can't control what comes through. I mean,
That's
you can say all you want, only positive and good things can come through, but
why do you think?
evil can be tricksters. That's all I can say.
Like a lot of
Oh,
That's why I think this little boy in my house is not a little boy.
I
But
get
I
it.
don't know.
So I get it. So RK's medications is what the same thing that my parents did to me.
Yeah.
To try and get when so growing up, people tell you when you're sensitive or you're medium that you're crazy. You know what I mean? And my mom used to tell me that all the time, even though she's the same way. She's like, you can't tell people that because they'll think you're crazy. They'll lock you up, you know? And my mom had me so scared to talk about it, even though it was going on all the time. So I get what you're saying, RK. I understand now. That's what his medications are for, to stop him from seeing that. I get it.
So they're trying to suppress what he's going through.
They're trying to suppress what I call
And
abilities.
maybe that's why
Now,
when
see,
he was there, like
Well,
whatever's in your house made him stop taking his medicine.
no, it was when he got here, he was honest to God, guys. When he got here, he was completely different than what we've all seen of him. He was happy, he was go lucky, he was enjoying himself. But you would notice that from time to time, something would bug him. But it was only, and it happens with me, it happens with Brian, it happens pretty much with everyone. But when you're sensitive to things and you see things and you hear things and you start drinking, it amplifies it. It's like
well,
when you go
here's the
blind.
thing with that too. When you try to suppress those abilities using psychotropic drugs or anything else, it's kind of like winding a rubber band on a rubber band helicopter.
Yep.
At some point, it's going to break loose, and that thing's going to go like a bat out of hell for a little while. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
exactly true.
Hey, city girl, what's up?
How's it going, city girl?
Sharpshooters are there. I'm sorry, I didn't see James earlier. There he is. Hello, RK.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much. Man, you sound tired.
hello,
Yeah.
okay.
Hello, darling.
Yeah. So, what are your problems, RK?
Well, I mean, I haven't really had the chance to open up. Normally I would just bottle things in and not really say anything at all. But basically, long story short, guys, I'm not doing this to scare anyone. I'm just doing this to let others know that if you're going through this kind of situation, you know, it's never too late to open up to
Mm-hmm.
things like things like what I'm going through. You know what I mean? Like it's like I can relate to everybody. Like people that have ADHD or like talk to themselves and hear things that are not really right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, it all comes down to how are you gonna do? How are you gonna? How do I put this? What are you gonna do to overcome that and just live life like a normal person? I mean, because like here every now and then, these things are what cloud up my mind heavy. All right, but this is when I don't take my meds.
Mhm.
Right, so I hear certain things and they all talk at the same time, so it's hard to make out what they're saying. But
Mm-hmm.
normally, I'm not the type of person to talk about it because you guys, my nation's 13 family knows how I am.
Mhm.
Right,
Yep.
I just normally don't talk about it because I just don't want to scare anyone. You know, I'm just not. I'm just not that type of person because the only people that I feel like I can talk to, and let all of this go are you guys and everyone that's in the chat. I when I was younger, I would normally see cars driving by themselves, and that that scared the shit out of me. You know what I mean? I was having multiple nightmares that I just couldn't make out. You know what I mean? I couldn't sleep. Well, I normally still don't sleep, but you know, because I usually have that thing where it's hard for me to fall asleep at times, and that's when I just don't take my medication, and it's all weird. It's just all these things. This is pretty much everything that's been going on in my background, and my doctors have reports about it,
Mhm.
and you know that's why a while back I was in a mental hospital, and everybody was wondering where I was, and this was a while back, and I didn't want to worry you guys. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, you guys were worried. But
Well, we were worried because you like disappeared.
yeah, and I just didn't tell no one about it because I just didn't want nobody to know anything about me. And sorry for
You
you
don't
know
have to be sorry. We were just wondering because like you've never talked to us about it. Like even like I believe you've even been on EVPs. I'm pretty sure, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure you've been on EVPs, and you haven't really said anything. You know what I mean? Even all the talks, like we're not joking, guys, when we tell you guys like we talk on a daily basis, multiple times a day. Like
mhm,
it's not even a joke.
I've
right.
been on the phone all day. My phone has been on a call all day.
My phone is dead. I had to put it on charge because I've been on the phone all
Yeah,
day.
like we literally all have been on the phone all day.
hmm
But it's we've never heard you saying any of this stuff. And like you've usually come to us. And if you don't come to us, we usually come to you because we usually can tell when something's wrong.
Right.
So
But I'm not doing this to scare anyone. I'm
Oh,
just
it doesn't scare us.
trying to share.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. It doesn't scare us. We're glad that you told us
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
helps us understand. But see, the thing is, and this is what I don't like about modern medicine. Okay, even
Mhm.
back in the day before it was modern medicine, they never treated mediums, sensitive, psychic, empaths, whatever you want to call them. Okay, people that had those sensitivities. Okay, they never
What was
treated them. That was Brian farting.
no? When you was
What a
talking, it like
baby.
cut out. When you was talking, it literally cut out and went like he was on a CB radio or something, and then it
Well,
came right back.
Frick.
no sound like that here. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, Walker Paranormal?
Walker, pretty cool.
Like your Hangouts or something did that.
That's weird.
There's a
But
question that
Sorry about that, guys. I was sitting up.
okay, just give me 1 second. Let me finish this. Okay. So they don't treat it as if you have those sensitivities because even now they still classify that as having some kind of mental disorder. Now, I do have mental disorders. My sister has her issues as well, which we're not going to get into, but it really doesn't affect that side of things. You know what I mean?
hmm
Schizophrenia is one of mine, but the issue that is even on the medication, I was still hearing it. That's how you can differentiate whether or not it's actually schizophrenia or if it's something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they drug you, and like they were giving high doses to just kind of make you a zombie, kind of make you like la 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 la, you know? Hey ZZ, what's up? And that's what I've noticed. Like even with RK, he was happy without his medication, so I couldn't figure out why he was on medication to begin with. Granted, he was only up here for 2 weeks, but you could learn a lot, especially when you spend enough time with someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
and it's funny
like,
because I haven't took my meds here recently.
mm-hmm,
So I mean, I'm just the way I'm sounding now is just, it's just because I'm tired. But
yeah.
you know, I was working nearly all day. Yeah.
Calvin's Corner
That
says the
laugh,
title
though.
confuses me a little bit.
um,
What?
basically, the title of the stream is because we are trying to basically differentiate what happened the night that we did the investigation. And yeah, so there was some stuff that happened when Brian did a recap of the investigation because he lost his footage. It didn't upload and it didn't save. So the only footage that we had to come home with was the live stream that I did. And then
Mhm.
Walker Paranormal had their stuff, but they lost their EVPs. The recordings of their EVPs were actually lost, but they have their video, and their camera that was dead actually took a picture, which we are still trying to figure out how it took a picture because the camera was off, and it snapped a picture, and it was, I don't even know, actually I may be able to pull it up on the computer. If I can pull it up on the computer, I can screen share it with you, and I'll show
Right.
you.
But the
But
basis for the title had a lot to do with what happened during the recap in their own home.
Yeah.
like
They
in
had a
our
lot of activity going on while they were live streaming from their home after the investigation, after they had come home from the location.
Can I tell you
They
guys
had
something?
Which I was on a phone call with JoJo while Brian was recapping that.
yeah,
And JoJo's her hands just started bleeding. She
yep.
was sitting there. It wasn't like she was running around rampant. And when she was on her investigation, now I was there too, like I was watching it. She had her hands inside her sleeves because it was so cold and she didn't have gloves.
Mhm.
So there's no way like she could have hit her hands. And it wasn't just one side of her hands, it was both sides of her hands. And
Mm.
then she went to go wash her hands, and then she started feeling a pain in her side. And she went to go use the restroom, came out, and there was a hole in her side.
Now
Like
keep in
something had
mind, guys,
literally stabbed her.
if I was doing something while I was in the bathroom, this is gonna sound really weird, but Aniki was on the phone with the volume on. My mic was not muted, as weird as that sounds, while I was in the bathroom. So she would have heard me if I was like stabbing myself in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, anybody has any like, yeah, right, kind of things, like, no, for real.
Right.
And
And it's
aside
funny.
from that, during the live stream, there was actually movement in the kitchen behind Brian
Mm-hmm.
that everybody in the chat could see, and everybody was like, "What was that? Or what the hell was that?" So that's the premise for tonight's title,
Yes.
being a recap
Yeah.
for the other night.
And
What the hell was that? You know?
guys, there's actually
Go ahead,
something else
RK.
that I
Sorry.
have been hiding.
Oh God, what? You're a
Um,
baby?
You're really not a man?
no,
Okay, sorry,
it's
go
the
ahead.
fact that the day that I was down there and I was having my emotional breakdown, what was the first place that I went to? In that house.
The basement, actually. The basement was the very first place that you went to. Which is funny because the thing in the basement is, like I said, it's not a nice thing.
I told you something was influencing him.
But you got to
So,
keep in mind at that time, we didn't think that way because it was New Year's. We were all drinking. He just kind of wanted to get away from the crowd type of deal.
Right.
So you don't go there when you're thinking, like when it's happening, your mind doesn't go there. But
Right.
the first place he went was the basement. And it was really strange. Like, it was really weird because he could barely walk. And if You guys haven't been in our house, but RK will tell you those stairs to the basement are steep.
Yeah, they're not
Mhm.
your day-to-day stairs.
So
Like
But what
I
were you
mean,
gonna say?
he could
RK?
barely.
and another thing is that when I was down there, okay, and Brian, well, I don't know if it was I think I think I was by myself at that time. I kept hearing, that guys don't think that I'm crazy when I tell you this, okay? All right. So, long story short is that when I was down there, I actually felt like, you know, my grandmother was calling my name,
Mm-hmm.
but she was in my head, and I had a better connection from, what I normally hear. Because usually I hear multiple voices at one time, and it's kind of hard for me to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her loud and clear telling me to stop. I don't know why she told me to stop. I have no idea. But she just yelled at me and told me to stop. What are you doing? And that was it. And I didn't hear anything else.
You see,
I
I don't
snapped back
think
to
you're crazy
reality
at
right
all.
after that.
When you hear
Yeah,
those
I don't
voices,
think what you I don't
is
think
it
what you're
like a
telling me is
busy
going to make you
restaurant?
think you're crazy.
No.
Um, is when I hear them, it's normally I don't have a nice, like, mostly I feel like something is catching an interference. You know what I mean? Because I usually have multiple, and this is not just one. This is multiple. I'm talking like 30, 40 people talking to you at the same time, and it's kind of hard for
Right,
you to make out what they're saying.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But that's what, you know I normally go through. It sounds so disoriented. I can't make out anything
Yeah.
at all. I'm just like, dude, what the hell are y'all saying? You know what I mean?
You
Mm-hmm.
could tell him to step back and talk one at a time. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I've been
I
told
can't
to
do that.
tell him.
I've
But
tried.
I would rather just step back and just shut up.
Yeah.
See, what you're
Don't talk to
saying
me.
now doesn't make me think that you're crazy. It's everything else that you say that makes me think you're crazy most of the time.
Yeah, like what you're saying to me, what you're saying makes sense because I know how that feels.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Um,
I mean, usually some of them actually have different like when I'm going through like a different emotion when I'm like depressed or down or whatever,
mm-hmm.
they feel the same way. When I'm angry, they get angry. When, I'm just normal, you normally don't hear anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what I go through. But I do have a history. When I was younger, I would normally see like objects, like cars, like actual cars with nobody in them moving on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
See in the future.
Huh.
You're seeing
you
the
know what I
dark
mean?
side.
And I would have multiple nightmares that honestly I honestly can't make sense out of. Like it doesn't make sense. You know, they're nightmares. You know, but I normally don't get them now because I was getting all that activity when I was younger, and I don't get it anymore. You know, I don't get them anymore. I just don't know why. But
Maybe because you're shutting it out and you're suppressing it.
well,
Okay,
you know,
so I'm gonna share something with you guys. Yes, I circled them, and I circled it to make it a little easier. Tell me what you guys see.
I see an apparition not only on the circle to the left, but to the right. The circle on the right is where you actually see the apparition.
Like you're talking about this one.
Hmm.
See, to me, I can see
Hold on, let me see.
right here. To me, that
Hmm.
looks like something. I can't make out fully what it is, but I can see something. Over here, you can make it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That I see, but the other one just looks
The
like
first
scuff
one.
marks in the path
The
in the
first one, you
snow.
actually see a head. You actually
You
see
can
like a head flying.
look closely. You can see body,
standing there.
You
like
can
you
see the cheekbone, the jawline, the eye
the hair,
sockets, even the hair. It looks like a zombie to me. Actually, is what it looks
right?
like. It's like
Like
something
its
out of The
mouth
Walking
is open. You can see its mouth open. Its eyes are red. And keep in mind, guys, if you guys watched
So over there by the rail right there,
this,
like
Mhm.
go back with your cursor.
Yeah.
Right?
want it
Yeah,
zoomed in?
yeah. This first rail, the very first one that goes up and down.
Yeah, right here.
No, go back.
Right here?
No, back the other way.
What?
This. It's hard for me to show you.
This way
There's
down.
something right there at the bottom.
This one?
Nope. At the
That's-
bottom. Nope. Keep going back, 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 back. Keep going.
Someone in the corner?
Now go
On
straight
the left hand
across.
corner?
Yeah.
This way?
yeah. That way and
No.
go the other way too. By
That's
the
a
rail.
pamphlet. That's a
Okay,
pamphlet.
go. Yeah, go by that right there. There is something right
Yep.
there too.
I see that.
I
see
saw it
something
the other
sticking out
night.
Yeah.
I seen like 4 things on your picture that you sent me.
Now, keep in mind, this picture was taken by Walker Paranormal. This is the picture their camera took while it was dead.
Right. Now I know that's somebody like one
Yeah,
of you guys
this-
standing there, but
this, I
directly
believe, was Brian.
across.
You're talking about right
Yeah, right there. Yep. There's something there.
there.
And then where the first person is that you can see real good.
See, that I don't think is a person. To me, it looks like it has fur.
Well, I
You
mean,
know-
not the person, but
Yeah, the
that
thing.
thing. But between those circles, I saw another like face.
Mhm.
And then in the other circle, I see 2 faces.
Yeah.
So like 4 or 5 things I see in that one picture. And yeah.
You know what it
Including
looks
the
like
like orb things above the picture. Just saying.
Like I could cut out a picture of Disney's Beauty and the Beast, like the Beast, and
Yeah.
overlay it. It would almost be perfect right there.
Exactly.
The whole face, the facial features, and all. It looks like Disney's Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, exactly. It's not human, it's a creature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was taken with their camera, and you guys saw it. If you guys saw my live stream, you would see me actually zoom in on Alex's camera and show you that her camera battery was flashing red.
Mm-hmm.
That camera, that same camera that died, took that picture.
And as soon as you guys heard the scream, there was a scream.
Yep, there was.
And as soon as you guys heard that scream, things started draining.
Yep.
That's when the camera started going, the foam started going. Yeah,
Mhm.
real fast too. It wasn't like just gradually, going down.
Well,
It
I was
went
at
real fast.
like 36% is what I was at. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That happened within the first 15 minutes of my live stream. Okay. And my camera, like my phone is what I stream from normally. And I can stream from my phone at 100% and stream for 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours before it even drops down to like 50-40%.
Right.
Okay.
And the cold can drain your battery. But the thing
Mhm.
is, you guys that weren't there, like that didn't get to see the stream live, but maybe you went back to watch it. Now, when they left there and they cut their stream, they
Mhm.
went into a place to like wait for their, their Uber or whatever, and their batteries like almost charged, like fully charged again.
Mhm.
So
Well, when
it
we got
wasn't
home-
to me like the cold. It was you getting away from whatever
Mhm.
that.
'Cause
Whatever
when
the
we
frick
got
that was.
home-
That's not
So-
uncommon with the lithium ion batteries that you have in the phones and things now. With the extreme temperatures, it will do that. It'll read that there's no power, and as soon as you get heat back to the phone again,
Mhm.
the power is there.
Yeah,
again.
but my phone, and Aniki will tell you, my phone was insulated by my jacket. I had it wrapped in my jacket while I was filming. So
Mhm.
my phone was hot. It was actually overheating like my regular, like it does all the other time that you hear me complain about my phone. So
Yeah, it was just a really odd. It was really odd.
And,
Like,
like-
it was just so strange.
the thing is if that was the case, then why, as soon as we left the property, my phone jumped up a couple. As soon as we left the property, it jumped up a couple, and it stayed there until we got back home. I put my phone on the charger for 5 minutes. Now we have a fast charger for our phones. Okay. But
Right.
there's no way that it's going to charge it from 15, 14% to 94 in 5 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was so much malfunctioning, like Brian's video not uploading, their EVPs being erased. You know what I mean?
Like you can see everybody was recording too.
Yeah.
In the live stream, you could see everybody was filming. So
Mm.
where's that footage? You know what I mean? Like there's no way.
Exactly.
Not
So
to mention when we were leaving after we cut it, the only thing that really bothers me is when we're doing an investigation, I hear a child's voice. That's the only thing. Like, and Monica will tell you, there were screams, there was weird ass sounds, and I was going towards them.
Yep.
I was like, I'll go see what it is.
She's like, there's somebody walking over here, and she started going towards it. I'm like, nope. I would have been like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, my
But when
kidneys.
we cut it, Bobby,
Hell no.
Alex, and Brian will tell you, we crossed a bridge to get out of the park. And when we crossed that bridge, as soon as we stepped foot on the last part of that bridge, I heard bye bye in a little girl's voice, and I was like, nope, I'm done. And I booked it. We literally got out of that park as fast as we could.
That's freaky. That's freaky. Now, was that a regular person's like mental asylum, or was it for kids?
It was criminally insane.
Okay.
So they housed adults and kids depending on what crime they committed.
Okay. Just curious.
If I hear a kid, I'm curious. See, for me, when I hear a child, I'm not curious. I instantly have a feeling, and this is just my perspective. 9 times out of 10, anytime I've encountered a child's voice, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a child come up to me and been like, oh, la-di-da, like creepy. 9 times out of 10, and maybe it's just the way that it's been portrayed in movies. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with my psyche. I have no idea. But I've never encountered a good child spirit except for one child spirit. And that was the one that we had when we first got together. She was with us like all the time. And actually, Bobby witnessed that. He was staying at our house, the one house that we had, one apartment. And we came home from fishing, and the cupboard door flew open. We heard, Mommy and Daddy, you're home. And then I was like, close the door. And she closed the cupboard door. Like, that house was so active.
Oh, my boy.
Wow.
My camera's doing weird things again, going in and out of focus.
See, and that's what happened too when Brian did the recap when he got home.
Yep. Anytime they talked about it, it was like getting worse and worse.
Yep.
Well, that's what it seems to be like here. When we start talking about things like this, when the camera starts going in and out of focus like that, that's when you start seeing things move around behind me and dark room and everything.
Yeah, like the one night we were all just on a Google Hangout call, and there was something that darted past Ghost Mafia, went to Heather's ear, and said hi.
And then I was like, Ghost, what was that behind you?
Yeah.
Well, we were on the call,
I
and
wasn't there.
on the video call, they said they saw something dart across behind me. And a second later, my wife, who's in the other room, gets up. She opens the door up to come into this room and said, "What was that?" And I went, "What was what?" She says, "Something just said into my ear, 'Hey.'" And then I seen a dark shadow dart off toward your room, but the door was closed. So it would have had to pass through a closed door and then dart through the room behind me.
Yeah.
Candy Kiss
That's
said,
crazy,
if I heard a kid, the only feeling I would have is warm pee running down my leg as I was running home. Honestly, doing investigations, especially, and this is what worries me, people that do it thinking, oh, it's cool, if you don't know what you're doing, you have no idea what you're drumming up for one, what they have in store for you, or what repercussions you're going to get.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't do investigation stuff in my own home. And because I know of at least 3 tragic deaths on this property, one in the last 6 months that's happened here.
Mhm.
And literally, the one in the last 6 months happened at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, 7:30 in the morning. My wife was outside, had the dogs out, pottying the dogs. She heard the crash, came in. She got me. I got dressed, headed out the road. Sure enough, there was a 2-car MVR less than 300 feet from my front door. And I was the first one on the scene. I went up to the car. There was a male in the back seat. He had been ejected from the passenger seat into the back seat, was unconscious when I got there. I reached in, grabbed a hold of him to see if he was still conscious or anything. No response. About that time, the fire trucks rolled up on the scene. I said, get me the jaws, get me some cribbing. I need a couple guys on our side to shore this thing up so we can get this guy out of here. We started working. We gained access. The firefighters got inside the vehicle. They had him on the defibrillator. They brought him back 3 times, and each time his vitals would fade off. And after the 4th time, they called it, and he passed away right there in my yard, literally in my yard.
Wow.
So, I'm wondering if some of your problem is him.
Well, I wouldn't say just him, just in general. A lot of things
Yeah.
happen like that around where Ghost is.
I mean, it's a dangerous stretch of road out here, especially in the wintertime and things like that. And people fly out these backcountry roads like this. And that's what had happened. Somebody was flying out the road. There's a blind turn just right down from my house. They cut across the yellow line, smacked into them. 2 large pickup trucks, and one got knocked clean over the hill and smacked up against a couple trees pretty hard. And yeah, there was a fatality. So,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
yes, Paranormal Mama, I was a 10-year veteran volunteer fireman. I was assistant chief at one point, was president of the fire department at one point. I definitely paid my dues in the fire department and first responder field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, and that's the other thing. Like Ghost is over here. He's like, I won't do that stuff in my house. Meanwhile, you're telling me to run a fucking camera in mine, you jerk.
Oh, I'll run a camera in mine, but, as far as
Yeah, but
breaking up
just because you
and
don't invite them
Hey
doesn't
fam, I'll be
mean
right back. Give me 1
okay.
second.
Just because you don't say, "Hey, I'm putting a camera here. Let's see what happens," doesn't mean they don't know what you're doing. Like, come on.
oh, I've got this place covered with cameras anyways. All I got to do is reach over here and turn on the monitor.
Yeah, like that one night. That one night, I think you said it was lights or something reflecting, but for the longest time there, it looked like someone was in your backyard.
Yeah.
What was
Oh,
that?
we literally had somebody in the backyard that my son came in, and here is this guy from down the road, and he is strung out on something, and he's hiding behind a fence post at the edge of the yard.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this guy? It was like he was on Flocker or something. And I went out there. I had the gun drawn on him, and I was like, "You need to step out from behind the post right now." I didn't know what the hell he was doing. I thought he was going to try to attack me. He was literally acting like a zombie and growling and drooling. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, he was banging his head off the post, and I found out who it was. Once I got him out from got to where I had a nice clear view and could see and identify the person. Here was the old guy that lives back the road behind us, and he has dementia and things like that. And he was a pretty big drug head back in the day, so it's pretty safe bet he might have been on something. And about that time, my wife had already called the cops. Cops are coming down here. His daughter comes driving up the road looking for him. He'd been out there for over a half hour, banging his head off the fence post and growling and doing weird shit in my yard. And we didn't know what the hell was going on. I seriously thought he was on Flocker or something. It was interesting.
Wow.
He almost got shot that night. Yeah, he almost got himself shot that night.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
See, and this is the thing though, like that's another thing people don't realize. Like they're like, I want to go do an abandoned place. I want to go and do this. I want to go and do that. But they don't realize that you're not just looking for the paranormal. You have to be very, very careful that you don't run into a homeless person, someone that
Yeah.
is whacked out on drugs, someone's that got weapons, you know.
Yeah.
You have to watch for all this stuff while trying to get actual proof of paranormal or debunk it, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
all your senses are heightened. You're feeling a ton of emotion because you're not sure what to expect. And
Yeah.
9 times out of the 10, it's usually in the dark. And you can't see that great anyway. So it's like, holy crap, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it was like what, 1 o'clock in the morning when that happened,
Yeah.
and it was dark out. It was very low lit, and if it had been anybody else, and he would have like lunged at him, they would have shot him.
Hmm.
It was me, and I've been trained in that kind of situation before, and you know he got lucky because if it would have been, if I wouldn't have been home and it would have been one of the women,
Yeah.
yeah, he probably would have been shot long before he was identified. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
And see, that's what I'm kind of with JoJo on the whole. When people like want to start out like exploring and finding abandoned places, one, she's right. You don't know what you're walking into. You don't know what you're walking on. There's been one time we were walking on live mines. We were walking over like a gold mine, like a silver mine, right? But we were also walking over like real mines that would have blown us up. I've stepped on
Wow.
nails. We've had bricks thrown at us, rocks thrown at us. I mean, really, you kind of just you don't know. And then not just that, but if like Ghost is saying also that if somebody dies there, you don't know if you're going to bring home that spirit with you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We started out doing it because it was fun. It looked fun what other people were doing, and it's also hard to find those places too. But anyways, that's just my experience with exploring. Is you don't know,
Well, like, and that's the
The
other
other
thing.
thing,
Like,
like
and homeless
young
people get
kids.
very territorial.
oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
like,
like
young
young
kids
kids
see
see
everybody
everybody
out
out
there
there
doing
doing
this,
this,
especially
especially
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube,
Yep.
And
and
they
they
think,
think,
oh,
"Oh,
that's
that's
so
so
cool.
cool,"
But
but
they
they
don't
don't
realize,
realize, like,
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
about
about anyone
you,
else up here,
but
but
we're going to go somewhere. If we don't know it very well, we'll go during the day and we'll check it out during the day so we know how it looks, so we can kind of get a feel for the layout. So we know, okay, well, this part of it's kind of shot. We can't walk on that part, you know? So
Sure.
we know where we're going ahead of time. And a lot of it takes a lot of pre planning. Now,
yeah,
luckily, myself and Alex grew up around here. So we knew the park that we were in the night that we did the investigation on the weekend. You know,
Right.
we know the majority of the people in this city. So we knew what to expect. But you still run that chance,
Yep.
you know?
true.
Yep. And even if it is, a park or whatever, you just don't know who's out there, what their intentions are, why they're there.
Well, a homeless person
So,
could be sleeping in the tunnels that we went into that were in the park, you know,
yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
get out of the cold. Like we
Yep.
said, the one tunnel, the limestone tunnel, the original tunnel, was actually warm. You did
Which
not feel the wind.
that's where Brian saw somebody standing at the other end, remember?
That was also the tunnel that the EVP asked if Brian was having fun yet.
Yeah. And where you heard somebody walking on top. And
Yep.
so you went out and looked. You went towards it.
I heard that, and then when we were leaving, we were exiting the tunnel the same way we came in, and that's when we all noticed those footsteps that were not there, and it's actually been proven because Alex and Bobby have footage coming around, and you can see that there was no footprints there when we went into the tunnel. When
Yeah.
we came out all four together. None of us went that direction. Nobody was in the park. Nobody was around, and yet there was fresh footprints leading the opposite way from where we were.
Let
And there
Brian
was,
know that
yeah,
for a
nothing in the
second because
inside the tunnel either.
What?
I said, let Brian know that I muted him for a second because you were echoing really bad.
Oh, it's all right.
Look at that, you're getting muted here. I will mute myself and then we'll just have Brian's. It's just easier that way. It's really hard to
Well,
live
he's
when you're
muted.
in the same room.
Good night, country girl. Well, PM's adventure vlogs. Sorry. Yeah, like that investigation was just crazy. And then to come home and see all that, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. I think coming home, it just kind of amped it up even more,
Yeah.
you know, and we were all talking about it. And what really caught me was that it wasn't us that caught it, it was the chat. Even Aniki will tell you, it
Yep.
was the
Yeah.
chat that caught it.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
I want to thank a big number of that chat because if they, like, if I wasn't live streaming, I wouldn't have even known what was happening.
mhm.
Is our case still there? Or did he fall
Yep.
Yeah,
asleep?
he said he'd be right back. He's muted.
Oh, okay. I have a question for him.
Uh,
Man,
Yeah, it was
have I ever
crazy.
told y'all my sister cooks the best chicken in the whole wide world?
RK, I have a question for you.
What's going on?
Okay, so okay,
Mm-hmm.
how can I word this? When you hear like the chatter, okay? When you listen to like the EVPs on like a spirit box or whatever, can you make them out easier?
Um,
Like, can you hear them clearly?
I've never really tried it with a spirit box before.
Like when you listen to the live stream JoJo did, you can hear the EVPs through there.
Yeah.
But listen to it and see if you can hear it. Like, because to me, like, and this is just me, I don't know how other people are,
Yeah.
but it literally sounds like almost like the white noise isn't there, and I hear them, and I can hear it very clearly.
Wow.
And
I
it's
mean,
almost like
like,
that part is coming through my headphones versus, and I
mhm,
started having like more things happen in my house when I was
Yeah.
right.
listening to other people's, like if say Frances was doing an EVP thing, and
Yeah.
I would have to like if I went back to her video and watched it and she started doing it, I skip past it
Right.
because it's so clear and it's yeah.
Excuse me.
So I was just curious because I hear the same chatter, like the same,
Hmm.
but it just sounds like there's so
But like,
many of
here
them
goes the thing:
talking.
Yeah.
it's like there are times where they know how I'm feeling, right? So it's like right now I'm normal, right? Like the way I'm talking to you guys now, there's nothing going on. I can't hear anything at all, you know. But it's like when I'm in my feelings, and I have my mood swings and I do have my moments, that's when they tend to arrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they all talk at the same time, so it's hard to make out what they're saying. You see what I mean?
Exactly. Thanks, Shane.
So it's hard for me because the voices are so disoriented. I think that's the right word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They sound like, how do I put this? They sound like, the walkie talkies, right? You know
Yeah.
how when you make the noises and whatnot, and then you talk through them, but it's multiple voices in that walkie talkie that you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
sounds like that. It sounds like a regular walkie talkie. You know what I mean? Like it sounds so disoriented. It
Hmm.
it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And this is when I'm usually off my medication. And like the other day, uh, you know, Ghost, and JoJo and Brian and everyone that's on this panel now, you guys knew that I wasn't feeling okay and I wasn't feeling like myself, right? So I come around and I message Ghost, and no, I think it was JoJo. Was it Ghost or JoJo?
it was a
Like,
joint thing.
Yeah, it was a group call.
yeah, and right then and there, apparently Ghost read my mind. He knew that something wasn't right with me. So
Yeah.
I called you guys, and there I was. So
Well, it
you know,
wasn't a, it
it's
wasn't a mind reading thing. I was expecting the call. I knew that what you had been going through for the last couple weeks. We're up there with JoJo and Brian. I know what you'd been doing. I know
Yeah.
that you hadn't taken your regular regimen of medication, and I knew what the consequences for that would be 3 days after you got home. And I had actually been waiting on that call, and you called and you was like, something ain't right. I said, let me guess. I said, you spent the last 2 weeks up there drinking and partying and having a good time and wasn't taking your meds. Now you're
Yep.
home. Your mom put you back on your regular scheduled medications, and now it's starting to kick in on you, and something doesn't feel right. Right? He's like,
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
yeah,
Like right now, I'm in my normal state. Right. I'm in my
Yeah.
normal state. You know, I guess mostly where that type of energy was coming from was the fact that I was stuck. I didn't
Yeah.
have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't keep my mind occupied to get away from, you know, these, voices, right? So I
Yep.
was so locked into my own prison. I never went outside, never talked with friends. They came and visited me. They came and called me, and they were like, "Bro, are you okay? We haven't heard from you." You
Yep.
know what I mean? So they worry about me. They talk to me every once in a blue moon. So I was so in my cage that that's where it leads to. You know what I mean? Like you feel like there's no hope. There's nobody there. You know what I mean? To be like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. You know?
Yeah.
And that's where my brother just got tired of me looking like that. He talked to me, and so did my other brother, my other douchebag brother. Hey, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he was there too, because he's my brother. He worries.
Yeah.
So they worry about me constantly. I'm the baby out of the boys, and they know. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, dude, we got to get you out of your comfort zone. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take you to a strip club or whatever the case may be to go have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So
You know.
you know that's what they because that's what they do. They're my brothers.
Yeah.
So it's just to you know they
Uh,
try to get me out of my comfort zone. They try to get me out of my room. You know, so I spend all day working. And I honestly, right now, I'm feeling great, because I'm
yeah.
keeping my mind occupied, you know, and that's to avoid BS. So,
Yep.
I mean,
I heard that.
Can't you use your phone for calls or your
Yeah. So Blue Hole was saying as well that him and
Yeah,
his
you are.
buddy
I was gonna
Steve,
say,
I
can't you
think,
use your
were
wrist? And I'm like, wait, it's
wondering
on
because
the
a spirit, they're doing a spirit box sesh, and one of the spirit had asked them to open a door for them,
mhm.
and he didn't really know what it meant. So
Right,
I wanted to touch on that subject because any normal spirit is not going to ask you to open a portal up so they can come
right.
out.
I
Well, that kind of stuff.
mean,
So
a lot of people, and it's not nothing to be scared of, because usually at times there is some good in the paranormal.
oh yeah.
And we all know this. There is good in the paranormal, right? Now, if it leads to doors opening and closing by themselves and then automatically slamming, and then you hear screeching and scratching against the walls, and people getting hurt and thrown across bedrooms and shit,
Yeah.
then you know that the shit's demonic, right? So I mean, all that leads to good and bad. You know, me thinking it has to. There's got to be some sign, right?
Yep.
There's got to be some sign to everything, and you try to make out what happened right before your eyes. So I mean, like
Why is
you all,
that's
I mean,
weird.
we all learn from it. You know what I mean? Like, damn, dude, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Like your eyes open wide, like your eyes open, and you noticed it, and you noticed the, you know, the
Mhm.
you witness the paranormal. You know what I mean? But there is
Exactly. Yep.
good and bad, but you just don't know what you're gonna run into just by feeding into that particular thing, as far as recording or you know doing something to get grab its
Yeah.
attention, because that's what it wants.
Really,
You
a
know what I mean?
spirit can feed through anything that you plug in.
Exactly. Exactly.
Get into it.
You could
And
be
that
watching a
means
TV and
throughout,
one could come. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it leads throughout, like, of course, you know, uh,
Be like
you
anywhere
know,
I'm supposed to be. That's it
the
on my phone.
energy off your phones, off your home,
Yeah.
they feed off of that to make themselves known.
Hey, creative. Yeah, like because they were doing the EVP
So what's going on with
and he was like, "What does that really mean?" Because they never knew what it meant for the spirit asking them to open a door. One, you
Right.
never open a door for a spirit of any kind.
mm-hmm.
Of any kind.
Period.
All
Now,
they've
if
done.
you witness something, right, and you see that, it could be a, um, apparition, or that is, a child, or, you know, so a relative that has passed away in your family, like great grandfathers or grandmothers or dads, mothers, uncles, whoever, that that's good, because they're looking after you. You know what I mean? They're there in spirit, you know, so that that's good. It's they're
Mm-hmm.
there to probably protect you. They're
Yeah.
there because you hold on to something that they used to hold on to that you have now, right? And I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
like as far as like necklaces, jewelry, uh, pictures. You know, like
When we
you
moved in
share,
here,
you
there was a
cherish those moments, and that connection leads to the good in the paranormal, right? So that's the way I look at things.
oh
Now,
yeah,
other
go
people may
nuts.
look at it in a different way, but that's the way
Mm-hmm.
I look at it. You know,
Yeah, like Ghost. I know you were gonna say something about it.
Oh, I was going to chime in on the like what spirits feed off from for energy.
Yep.
They've done a lot of experiments using Jacob's ladders, uh, Tesla balls, things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yep.
anything that will give off energy, and you can get energy from heat. I think I've seen one show where they
There you
actually
go.
they
Am I
tried
getting
several
one of
different
these? Are
things
you
like the
are you
Jacob's
paying
ladder,
for it?
the Tesla coil, and even things like EM pump, what you call an EM pump, which is literally magnets that rotate within their own magnetic fields and go around, and
Yep.
it'll create magnetic pulses that will read on a K2 meter and things like that. And I think
Yep.
the one that they found that the spirits can feed off the best
Hmm.
is like, and
Yeah, that was
this is the scary part here, because a lot of us are using them this time of year, is those electric space heaters, because not only are they
Exactly.
giving off heat, they're giving off heat, but they give off a magnetic field as well, and it's two sources of power instead of just one.
Yeah, that's
And
true as well.
that to boost paranormal activity in your home, if you're running electric space heaters in your house, not only can it generate the kind of energy that spirits will feed off from, but those added
Mm-hmm.
magnetic fields in your home can attribute to what they call a fear cage effect, which
exactly.
high electromagnetic fields in your house can affect the human
Yeah.
body
Well, yeah,
in
but
ways.
still.
You can have skin irritations from it. You can have a feeling of sickness, like your equilibrium is off. You can
Right.
physically get ill
Well,
from
isn't
the
there
effects
other places that you could
magnetic
go where you
fields,
feel work? Isn't there
and
in your house?
have paranoia. You can have hallucinations
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. So be mindful of
Well, I
your
mean, if it's
surroundings
a
around
permanent
you and what you're
hire-on,
using in your home.
well,
And,
yeah, you can take
like
the time
in this
off,
room
but
that
if
I'm in right
a
now,
permanent
I
hire-on might not
guarantee you
take it,
is a really
especially if it's
high
like, I know
magnetic
you're not
field
being an
because
office, but
like
I mean, if it's a
six
health
computers
facility,
going,
you know what I mean?
televisions,
If you
video
get like
camera
60,
monitors, video cameras, the whole nine. I mean, and as well as I'm running a space heater here under my desk because it's cold outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right.
literally, if you were to bring a K2 meter in this room, it would be off the charts. But
Guaranteed.
Right.
luckily, I don't really suffer from effects from, uh, the whole
Exact.
electromagnetic
Mhm.
sensitivity levels
Uh,
because I've
uh,
I've been exposed to it for so long that my body's grown used to it.
right. And like it's like like
uh,
places like
even if they don't do it, just
cemeteries, for
run off and
example. I mean, what else are you gonna expect from a cemetery?
figure out what you want to
Multiple
do, right?
multiple apparitions, right? Even if you were to use any type of equipment, you would catch literally anything because you're in a location where people have
Mhm.
passed,
Yep.
and you'll catch anything in a cemetery. I kid you not, you'll catch anything in a cemetery
Well, you wouldn't have to
because
not work,
it's
but
that
just
kind of thing.
focus on
You know,
what
you'll
you
catch anything.
you
I
take
mean,
it
that's
as
That's
like
why
just
I
the
say
way I
motivation,
when
look at things.
when I
and
pass
focus on
away, I
what
want my
you want to do
tombstone
as a
made out of
fireman.
magnetite
Because
so
I
I can
mean,
mess with all the ghost hunters that come
if
to the
you know
cemetery.
Yep.
your head kicks in,
I want my tombstone to be a giant magnet.
blood pumping
Okay.
on you, and
Have
When
a
they
good
get over
night,
there to my
Francis.
grave,
you
it's
know,
throw off a magnetic field that's gonna scare people. Okay. Like
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, man.
They'll go to your gravestone and be like, "Why is this going so crazy? Oh my
Right.
god!" Yeah.
That would be insane, man. Oh yeah. But yeah. I mean, we all like you seen a lot of people that have
I mean, doing this
something
is
that
good.
others
Like,
don't.
if you were worried,
You
like,
know,
I
Ex-
know
usually
you want
people
to
try to
work,
make something out
do
of
your
it. Like
photography,
other people can
but
yeah.
see other
even
people's
if you took like
auras,
part time, like your
and when they
photography
change their
full time,
mood,
then you're
right?
still
They change their mood. That aura in color changes, right? It changes completely, and that actually
particular thing
forms in a
because,
in a that
well, I
actually
mean, if you do your
forms
photography full time, that'd be
in
awesome.
most
But I know you're gonna constantly be like, oh,
color. I've seen a lot of people actually witness that. When
Yeah,
you're
I have too.
happy, angry, confused, or whatever the case may be, your aura changes completely. I've seen a lot of people that actually have witnessed that. You know what I mean? And they can sense that. That's it's actually good to have those kind of things. But a lot of people think that that type of person is like literally insane. But when you actually look at it,
Yeah.
that one person that has that kind of thing is not the only one that has that kind of thing. So apparently you're not the only one that has it. It's crazy, man. I've seen it all.
Oh yeah.
From my auntie having the same thing, my aunt on my mom's side of the family having that kind of thing. I've seen
Hmm.
my cousin, seen a few of my cousins that have that kind of thing too, where they, either wake up from a nightmare where they are trapped in a maze, and until they get through that maze, they wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's crazy stuff, man. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it, and I'm only 25 years old. Imagine that. I've seen it. I've already seen it, and I'm a believer, regardless of what anybody says. We're everyone that's on this panel right now is a believer, and I believe it.
Oh yeah.
not
The
not
shit's
to take
real.
anything away from Wanakee, but yeah, Red, you're a baby face.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good for me to
Yeah.
open up. You know what I mean? And I've never told anybody this about what my experiences are. And I was 12 to 13 to 14, and I do have a background with that kind of stuff, man. And people thought that I was insane. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that my mom, was there. And I'm glad that she was there. She takes me to my doctor's appointment. She takes me to the doctor to see if I'm okay. And I love my mom for that. She works too damn hard all the time. And that's crazy. And my dad, he may not be around because but he does show up every once in a blue moon to see how I'm doing, and that's good. You know, it's good to have my dad there. Even though he's not around, he shows up every once in a blue moon to see if I'm
Yeah.
okay. You
I
know,
Yeah.
didn't lose myself. I'm
even
still
though I
here.
do sometimes want to slap the shit out of him. Duh, it is what it is.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Wow, that was loud.
Understand.
You got
yeah.
really loud, Brian.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it like
volume got
really loud,
real loud.
like
I didn't
Sorry
even
about
blasting.
that. That was
notice
my
it.
Is
vape.
it because maybe he isn't fully
No.
clean? Bring that around.
I didn't even notice it.
No, I think it was
Yeah.
something with
Well, I mean,
YouTube, but like your audio like really got loud all of a sudden just for a couple seconds. Now it's back to
mhm.
normal.
All right.
No, it was my vape. I was over here vaping and shit,
No,
taking
it
hard
was Brian
assets.
talking. His voice got really
Yeah.
loud, like
Yeah.
he had got up on the microphone and went, yeah, and it was like really loud, like blast your eardrums out loud
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
just for
Yeah.
a
That's
couple
crazy.
I
seconds.
get what you're
Got back to normal.
I'm
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
sure that
It was
yeah. I
weird.
mean,
but
it's good to share this. You know what I mean? Because I didn't share this with anybody. You guys are actually the first,
stay away
out of the
because
nation's 13 family that I share this with.
in
You
a
know,
roundabout
and
way,
it's always good to open up. I'm okay to. I feel like I'm okay. When I'm
you
around you
should.
guys, I feel like I'm okay. You know, and that's out of respect. And as my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, with me, I'm more of the skeptic when it comes
Mhm.
to a lot of the paranormal research,
Yeah.
and it's not that I don't believe in ghosts, and I've seen stuff that I couldn't explain, and you have to attribute that to paranormal, but at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, to look at photos and things like that, you have to think, okay, is this actually a ghost, or is this what
Yeah.
they call visual matrixing, which is the brain trying to make sense out of a blurry photo and find familiar, objects in that photo. Whether it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of looking up at the clouds on a sunny day
Yeah.
and finding
Right.
shapes and figures, and oh, that looks like a horse, and there's a rabbit. It's
Yeah.
that's
And
that's an example of visual matrix. And then you have
Mhm.
audio matrixing, which is the same thing. Your brain will try to find
No, I
familiar
totally
sounds
agree.
in things like white noise or static and things like that. And
right.
a good example of this is if you sleep with a
Well,
fan on next to your bed, just
Uh-huh.
before you go to sleep, your brain will sit there and race for a little while, and you'll think that you hear faint voices and things in the white noise coming from the fan and
Yep.
whatnot. And
True.
it's really an example of auditory
yeah,
matrixing. Your
I'll get
brain
my
is trying
mind
to
because
find familiar sounds
I've been
in
around
the
too many
static
kids
noise.
since they were kids.
So
Yeah.
And the way
it's
they're
really
acting,
hard to
it's not
prove, photos and sounds like that. Now, if you get a good clear EVP that is
that's what I mean. Like
clearly a voice
I don't understand
saying, get out of my
how
house,
set it up for him
or
to
something
live.
like that, that's
I
one
wouldn't
thing. But if you
get
just
it.
one or two words, that could be auditory matrixing. And
Yep.
it takes a lot to convince me of it being something paranormal.
Yeah.
Right.
It has to be a clear picture. Usually, if there's a picture, somebody's seen it with their own eyes
Yeah.
while they was taking
I
a
don't
picture.
understand.
Well, then that's a little bit different. Sometimes you
Exactly.
snap a picture that you didn't see with your naked eye and whatnot, and it's questionable. You can't um, you can't substantiate it as legitimate,
I don't understand.
ghost photo
He's literally
with
using on like a
just
weapon.
a blurry, grainy
And what
shot. Now, if you had video camera footage of something that literally materializes in front of the camera, walks up to it and says, "Hey, I'm a ghost," that's a lot easier to prove. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
and like here goes the thing.
Mhm.
Like it's amazing how your body can react to that. And I'm talking as far
Mhm.
as goosebumps.
Oh
You
well,
see
yeah.
something and your
That's
eyes are like
another thing.
literally peeled and like
If
you're
you
trying to
see
make
something
sense of
with
what's going on around you,
Yeah.
right?
if you
You
see something with your own
react to
eyes,
it.
and
You react to that.
you've got the hair on your arms standing up, you got the goosebumps, and you got this feeling like you need to get the fuck out of there real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
More than likely, you're on multiple levels there. It's not just a single photo and like, oh,
Yeah.
if there's something telling you in the back of your mind, get out of there, you shouldn't be here, maybe it's
Yeah.
time to go.
Exactly. Like the night that we did the recap here, and that was happening in the kitchen. My all of my hair was standing up, and I was goosebumped, and my eyes started to water. I was like, "Should I be sitting right here, right now?"
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, it's like the human body, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to hit y'all with the scientific method because we are on the paranormal channel, you feel me? But, you know, as fast as you can move your fingers, right? Your mind is telling you, yo, I'm moving my fingers hella quick. You can move your fingers hella fast. And your mind is like, damn, shoot, I'm moving my fingers hella quick. You know,
Yeah.
that's the same thing with the paranormal. It's the same thing. Like you see, hell, you can like hell shit. I mean, you guys get what I'm
You
trying to
lost.
say, right? Your body can you're like you can move your fingers. Well, your mind is telling you, yo, I'm moving my fingers hella quick.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Moving my fingers hella quick. It's the same thing with the paranormal. I mean, shoot, hell. See how fast like apparitions move anywhere, like from bedrooms to whatever, like
Yep.
they just like move around. It's the same thing with moving your fingers. You got to catch that shit. You're really trying to make sense out of what you just saw. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's related to that.
It is.
Is what I'm saying. I'm trying to not sound like an idiot, but you know you try to make out what you see, especially you know when your human body reacts by moving your fingers all the damn time and shit like that. And, it's amazing how
What
your
I think
body can react to that so quick. Like
what I think
you try to
Red's
make
trying to
sense
say
of
is
it.
that you have more than just your five senses. You have the taste, you have the touch, you have the sight, you have the hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically what
But
I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
there's no place written down that says the human body only has five senses. There could be a
Right.
sixth, there
Exactly.
could
Yep.
be a seventh. Know how to use it. Some people's is turned on, some people's isn't. It's all in matter of tune with the surroundings that you're in and how in tune with your body and things
I
with that
mean,
you are.
the same thing with like technology and whatnot. I mean, look
And
how far we've come on,
they're
technology and science. We can actually use technology and science to actually capture a spirit. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's just fucking insane, dude. We've come so far. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy, man. You'll be surprised on what science and technology and pieces of scrap metal can do. Trust me. That shit.
You talking
Wow.
about making a nerd hat? Okay. Hey, Broken Angel, how's it going?
Nah, I'm talking about like actually capturing, a apparition
Yeah.
in general, and you seeing it with your own eyes, and all you got to do, like apparitions have that type of power to actually shut that whole thing down. If you catch a spirit inside like a chamber or something like that, and you guys
Yep.
know exactly where I'm coming from when I'm telling you this because I've seen it on TV. With Ghost Adventures and whatnot, they actually had this chamber and they actually
Yeah.
caught a apparition. They're trying to catch an apparition. That apparition had so much power that it literally shut down the chamber that they had caught the apparition in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They shut the whole thing down, and I was like, "What the hell?" And they had scratches on because like the chamber was like surrounded by glass,
Yeah.
and you can actually see the scratches from the apparition inside the chamber while
Wow,
they were
man.
catching that. It was crazy, dude. I'm
Oh
telling you,
yeah.
man. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised how powerful that is. That is crazy.
Yeah. RK sounds like
You
he's.
got to remember, Art, it's a television show, and a lot of stuff that happens on those shows are put on for entertainment value. Because if they just went into the house and nothing happened on any episode, I
Yep.
mean, and
But they
90%
actually
of the
did
time
that
when
in
you
a
go in,
prison. They actually did that in a
okay,
prison where
well,
there
I
was,
mean,
you know,
that doesn't mean that they couldn't have doctored something up even inside the prison. That's
That's
just what I'm
true.
saying.
Yeah.
Don't don't take it to heart. That's like saying every fact on the internet is absolutely true. Don't believe it.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
as as investigators, right? Because who knows that this shit could be true for all we know, or this shit could be fake.
Well,
You
when
never
you're
know.
talking about
But
TV
still, in
shows like
reality,
that,
though,
it's
from what
all
others
about
have caught
ratings.
already,
Yeah.
outside of you know, outside of not just being famous and being on TV, from what we've already caught
Well,
already, we've already witnessed it with our own eyes. So I mean, why not believe it now? You know what I
you
mean?
you got to
Like,
think about what you just said too. You just said being on TV and being famous. If they want to continue to be on TV, there's a reason why they're famous.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If they want that
yeah,
show to go 10 seasons, they got to present something. And if you don't have anything to present, you got to make something to present, whether
Yep.
it's real
Exactly.
or fake or whatever. A lot of those TV shows that are on for multiple seasons like that are
Are
on for
staged.
multiple seasons because a lot of the shit is staged.
Yep.
so
True
in y'all's
story.
opinion, do y'all think it's all scripted?
Not
I
all
don't
of
think
it.
it's scripted. I don't not all of it. I mean, now look, I've been doing this ghost hunting business for years and years and years. Okay,
Yep.
I've got some interesting photos, but not every single time I go out. Okay, I've gotten
Right.
EVPs, but not every single time I go out. But just
Yeah.
because you get one photo out of 400 or 500 that you took that's as questionable doesn't necessarily mean that it's a paranormal thing. But if you're thinking, if I have a show and all I'm bringing to the table is a couple of EVPs and some grainy photos, yeah, that
Yeah.
show ain't going to be in the air very long. Now,
Right.
if I'm on that show, I got some EVPs, I got some grainy photos, and we actually got footage of something moving in a room that I was in, or
Right.
s- scratch marks on my side when I went into like you got to give the audience what they want to see
Yeah. Hey,
because
Dad.
Right.
Perfect.
how you get paid. Okay. A lot of
Right.
these shows, Ghost Adventures and stuff like that, I'd say maybe 10 to 15% of the actual stuff that supposedly happened in those is actually real. The other
Yeah.
85% has been put on or exaggerated to the extent to
Yeah.
gain ratings, to keep the show on the air, to keep generating that,
Exactly.
to keep people watching.
Yeah, and it's a good thing, and it's a good thing to hear other like you,
Yeah.
Ghost. You know what I mean? And Brian, like you guys are paranormal channels. You know what I mean? Like seeing, you know,
That's
how
true,
can I,
Walker family. Yep.
like seeing those kind of things. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
far as it makes
Exactly.
it's still on top of that makes you wonder. You
Yeah,
know,
it does.
Well,
you
that's the
know,
thing with these smaller YouTube channels that are just starting out. Everybody's adamant about getting real stuff out there.
Yep.
Now,
right?
the bigger ones, they're more worried about their audience, their ratings, making money on YouTube and things like that.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
they've been, so a few of them have been caught faking things and things like that. But the
Exactly. I
truth
mean,
of the
look at all
matter
these jump scares and whatnot that usually people throw on YouTube.
is, right,
You know how
right,
many
and
jump scares I've
that's
seen
another
on
one.
YouTube that have over hell trillions of views, 1 million likes. You know what I mean? And they just do that to scare the shit out of you because they're jump scares, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure you all have seen them. You know what I mean? You have rocking chairs coming back and forth, and then you have some evil face coming to the camera, and then you get scared as hell because it's a jump scare. You know? So, I mean, it could, like, come on, man. You know?
Jenny
This,
Jenny Martzat says, "I agree. Why don't they just be honest with their viewers?" Well, if they were being honest with their viewers and saying, I got this EVP, but every week, all they ever get is maybe an EVP and, a couple photos. The show would get boring after a while if nothing really exciting happened, dramatic
Yeah.
happened. People would stop
Yeah.
watching and the show would be taken off the air, or if it's a YouTube channel, they'd start losing subscribers, or people
Yep.
just stop to their channel. It would be like having 10,000 subscribers in your channel, and when you go live on an investigation, you have 10 people show up in your chat. That's the downfall. If you don't keep people entertained and elaborate or exaggerate or whatever,
Yep.
they won't keep coming back if they get bored with it after a while. If you show them the same thing every
Yeah.
week, every week, they have to see something new.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Hey,
they're going to
Tracer
get bored
Man.
with it. They're going to go watch somebody else's channel.
Yeah, true.
Right. So I mean,
That's a known fact too, Tracer Man. That is true. Sometimes they bring in scientists to do it.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's always good to hear. It's always good to study. And it's always good to learn new things about these kind of things that can't be explained. You know what I mean? Like it's always good to have the internet, for example, and learn new things.
Yep.
Not everything is true. Because like Go said, I believe you 100% when certain things are true and some things are not true, and especially when it's coming from the internet. But it still wouldn't hurt to look at it every once in a while. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to know. Okay, so you're watching Ghost Adventures, and
Right.
all of a sudden he's got a trigger object in a room. He's got cameras on it, and it's poised on that. Okay, now being in the investigative field for as long as I have, everybody knows that all the real stuff happens 5 minutes after you shut your cameras off and are packing up to go home. You can have a
Right.
camera on that teddy bear and a ball in a room for 3 hours and not get a damn thing. As soon as you walk over and shut that camera off, that thing will go flying across the room if there's something real there.
Exactly.
That's I mean, you can ask Lou Rock, you can ask Omar, you can ask James, you can ask anybody you want. They will tell you 90% of the time the most active places will hold off until after you're turning off cameras and packing up to leave. And that's when shit gets real.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
when everything gets real, man.
Oh yeah. And I guarantee you, usually, hell, it can even happen with TV shows as well. When they're ready to pack up and they're ready to cut off the show, I guarantee you they're hiding something. You know what I mean? That they don't want us to see. You know what I mean? It's
Yes, Walker's family saying it happened to
It's the
us.
same
Ray of the
thing.
Family's like, that's true. Mod
It
Squad's
is
copy.
true.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. I mean, when they know you're looking for them to do something, they won't do a damn thing until they know you're packing up to go home and you're not filming anymore. And that's when all hell breaks loose.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
they start throwing shit. They start freaking going around and doing stuff that they didn't do on the cameras.
You hear screams. You hear objects being thrown around. You hear shuffling. You hear footsteps. You hear everything.
I've been on investigations where we were in houses for like 8 to 10 hours.
Yep.
It wasn't until we was packing up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning to go home before things really started to happen.
Yeah.
I'm
You'll
talking
start hearing them.
chandeliers swinging, footsteps walking around where there was nobody at, that kind of stuff will happen
Right.
when you least expect it. When
Yep.
you're wanting it to happen, you'll never get it to happen.
Exactly.
Right. So things come when you less expect it. That's why you always got to keep your eyes peeled and always hear, listen.
Yeah, like when you're sleeping.
See these kind of things. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's true, Aniki. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
It's crazy on how it actually does work, though.
Oh yeah.
Like
I mean,
psychologically
It's
in
an
that.
on and off kind of thing.
Yeah.
As far as the major network TV shows, 90% of the stuff that they do on there is for ratings, to keep your attention, to keep you coming back.
Yep.
Right. And I remember when they first started off. I remember when Ghost Adventures actually first aired on TV, and when they did their first episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
you actually see. Now,
Very rare.
I still find it hard to believe, and I still find it, fake, right? I see like literally a flying, like literally a brick. I'm talking like a brick made out of stone, literally pick itself up and being thrown across a room, you know, and that
RK,
is
I could duplicate that same video with an older digital camera and some 100-pound shark test, uh, you know, fishing line, and make it look like that brick was thrown right at you, and you wouldn't be able
Exactly.
to
Yep.
tell.
right,
Yeah, that if I can't.
I mean, but what a way to start out the first episode of the show is to have something like that happen.
Right.
Think about it.
Yep.
From
Think
that
about
moment
that.
on, hundreds of thousands of people were hooked, and they're still watching today.
Exactly.
Think about the logistics of that.
Right.
I mean,
But
it was. I've seen that video. It was at the Goldfield Hotel in the basement, and it was actually before they started filming Ghost Adventures. It was actual investigation. He actually got it on the news and promoted it to promote the show, the
yeah,
opening of Ghost Adventures. It was from the basement of the Goldfield Hotel out west, and
true. Yeah. Yeah.
it's it's literally really kind of blurry old footage with an older camera, and it could be easily duplicated with some 100-pound test fishing line and just a couple of nails in the rafter, and as long as it was pulled on behind the camera, you wouldn't be able to see the fishing line, but you'll see that brick take off right for the camera. However you wanted to pull that string, it can be done.
yeah, and then in the
Yep.
background you hear their whole crew running out there, and then you hear the main what was his name, Zach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zach Biggins.
Yeah, he literally said like telling his cast members to stop running. You know what I mean? Because he literally saw
Yeah.
that object flying. But I don't know what to make out of that. I don't know. I don't know, man.
See, I've opened
Something
your
just
eyes
doesn't
now.
seem right.
Yep.
You're looking at things from a paranormal aspect, but when you were watching that television show, you have to look at it from a business aspect as well.
Yep.
Right.
And you have
As
to say,
well.
if this stuff wasn't happening, would this show still be on the air? Probably not.
Right. But a lot of people are just in it for the cash and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten to that point now where, dude, money just comes in and out, dude. And a lot
Yeah.
of people
Like.
just want to get some recognition off of it. Same thing with the jump scares on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that jump scare with the freaking rocking chair rocking, and then the
Exactly.
Grudge or
And
whatever
I
that
had just
lady is
mentioned that.
pops right in front of the screen.
I just mentioned that shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if the stream is age restricted, Brian. Sorry
The
for muting you.
authorities, fams. How's it going? Oh, it's all right. Okay.
Christy,
But
she just
but yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Christy.
Christy, darling, how me to spanky yo manky.
It'll never happen. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm
Sorry
just
about
fucking with you.
that.
Yeah,
I
like
would love to spanky yo manky.
a lot of the shows, like there was one that was caught actually doing it and got arrested for it. Forget his name, but it was a younger kid that did the show.
you talking about Ghost of Shepherdstown when he got caught.
Yeah, and
That was
they
that was one of the guys that was with Zach originally on Ghost Adventures. That was one of the three guys from Ghost Adventures.
Right.
yeah,
I mean, man. I mean, it's insane, man. What people can do just for the American dollar. You know what I mean?
exactly. It's
It's
skeptic,
just
man.
weird.
Like for when all of us real guys want to put the real stuff out, they're destroying it for everyone else.
Yeah, man.
Well,
And I
that's the
feel
thing.
like
I mean,
it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be hard for not only the real paranormal, investigators and it's gonna get harder for you guys to move in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially when you're taking it a step forward and people are watching your stuff and whatnot. It's gonna be a lot harder, man. It's
Hmm.
really hard. Trust me, man. This is the same thing with music. It could be anything. Same thing with gaming. It's the same thing with
Yeah, that's what
it's
I
gonna
was
be
talking
hard for
about, City
everybody
Girl.
because a lot of people are doing
Paranormal
it.
State.
Ryan Buell.
Yep.
I know
He
Ryan.
he got in a lot of trouble for that.
Actually, he didn't get in trouble for that. He got in trouble for something else,
Oh
and he's
yeah,
in
yeah.
jail. He
Yeah,
was
and
in
Now
jail.
another thing. Now
yeah, I know
another
what it
thing.
was about. Okay, shut up.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's like one of the things that happened, but the other thing was like a total different thing.
I love you,
But we
Brian.
we, we won't go there. All right. I'm good now.
His friend Chad got
Are,
busted
are,
for
are
that.
you sure?
Uh, he got in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ryan got in trouble with Effie, and there was some. They had nothing to do with paranormal state. It was something
Yeah.
totally different. And
Oh yeah.
let's just say, I know that Ryan had his own demons that he was dealing with. And when I
Yeah.
say demons, I paranormal demons. Um, yeah, I think the fame got to him. He got a little too famous and got into some things that he shouldn't have been getting into, and I think that was his downfall.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's like people trying to record their first UFO. Now, I don't know if you
Right?
guys believe in UFOs, but you know.
Dead
okay,
Files,
now
yes, is a good show.
okay, so you don't know if you believe in UFOs. Now, think about this, RK. We live in the Milky Way galaxy, which is just one galaxy made up of millions and millions of planets and stars, but just one
Yep.
galaxy. Now think about this. There is millions and millions, infinity galaxies out there that are just as big as, if not bigger than the one that we live in.
Yeah.
And in all those trillions of zillions of different planets and stars out there in space,
Yeah.
are you so naive to believe that this planet in this solar system, in this galaxy, is the only one, the only planet anywhere in all of space to
Yeah.
support intelligent life?
Exactly.
Statistically, it's impossible.
I mean, look at the whole thing in what was that place called? Roosevelt, I think. Roosevelt, I think.
Roswell, New
Roosevelt.
Mexico.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. I'm thinking it's a myth, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's just make believe, But people always tend to push that to the point where people are trying to get. I feel like they're just trying to reel them in and make them actually believe that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could literally do a whole episode on nothing but UFO phenomenon, Roswell, the crash at Roswell, New Mexico, 1947, all that stuff. The recovery of 3 alien bodies, 2 that were burned beyond recognition, and 1 that was supposedly still alive. They were taken back to Area 51 and then transported from Area 51 to Dayton, Ohio Air Force Base. And supposedly that's where they started reverse engineering the
Yep.
ship and like that. You
Yeah.
got to think of it like this. Okay, our technology in the last 100 years has jumped drastically since 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, faster than it ever has before. The technology has jumped. Silicon microchips, things like that. The technologies, the computers, and things like that. There's an explanation behind it. Now, whether a lot of the facts have been muddied up by conspiracy theorists and conspiracies and cover-ups and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But in every story, there's a little truth somewhere, and you just got to figure out what's the truth and what's not.
Yeah.
Okay?
Hmm.
But do I believe that there is alien life out there that is probably far more intelligent than our own? I'd have to say yes.
Yeah, I'd have to
Mm.
say yes too.
Man, dude, that's crazy, man. And it's funny how it's funny how you don't know what to believe anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's just gotten to the point where somebody throws it on a video. Hey, look, I saw this, this, and that.
yeah,
Some dude actually recorded God walking on water. Come on, dude. I mean, what else can you believe, man? Come on.
right.
What can you not believe, man? I don't know what to believe of that anymore. Like, come on, dude. Seriously, man, it's insane, dude. Like, shoot, if I really like, there's actually a video of an apparition of God walking on water.
Yeah,
You know, they make videos of that now. Come on, dude.
And
it's crazy.
I mean,
honestly,
it's funny, man. I don't know.
I am a religious person. Okay,
Right,
I'm not like a Bible thumping religious person, but I have my faith.
Yep,
But
right.
I still don't know. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I'm open to the thought that there is a God and there's a higher power and things like that, and it's
mhm.
entirely possible.
do you
But
believe Sylvia Brown?
who's to
Shit.
say that
Let me tell you
believe-
something.
what we believe to be a God couldn't have been a visitor from another planet
Yeah,
2,000 years
Right,
ago? You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I wasn't around back then. I couldn't tell you.
I
So,
right.
I
wasn't
mean,
either.
I don't push my religion on anybody else, and I don't usually talk about it openly or anything like that. I won't even go into what religion I am or anything like that.
Yeah,
But
Right.
everybody has their faith, and if you believe in a higher power, so be it. But do
I
we
mean, it's gotten
honestly?
to the
Does
point now
anybody know?
where you don't know
There's
what to
nobody
believe.
around anymore to say, "Hey, I was there. I seen it with my own." There's nobody
yeah,
there to say it. You
exactly.
know what I mean? Does anybody truly know? I mean, you have to. That's the whole basis behind religion is you're taking everything on faith, and if your faith is strong, then you're protected by.
Right.
Again, you're taking it on faith,
Yeah,
Mhm.
not
it's all
fact.
on faith. Yep.
Yeah, look, like I said, guys. It's to the point where you don't need to believe anymore. Some person can actually push that. Like, oh no, man, this shit's fake. No, man, this shit's real. No, man, this shit's fake. No, this shit's real.
I know what I believe.
I know
I've
what I
seen it.
believe.
I've seen it firsthand.
Yep.
So, but that's me. You know.
I mean, even from back then, before even planet Earth was existing. Look at the Quran. How did dinosaurs get extinct? How do we even know about dinosaurs? Hell, shit, come on.
They've
Uh,
actually
Because we
the
fossilized
Ice
and
found,
brought one
Age.
back though.
we found the
10,000
bones. We
BC.
found the skeletal remains of dinosaurs. I mean, that's how we know they
Yeah.
existed.
Yep. And they've brought one back. It's in they're building a new Jurassic Park or something
Uh,
over in Indonesia.
I don't know about all that.
But
yeah, I
like
don't know about that either.
I
I
don't know.
mean, there's a ban on
You
genetic
don't know what to
cloning
believe anymore,
and
man.
things like that. The only thing that I know that they've successfully cloned was a goat,
Yeah.
Right?
and that was to prove that it could be done. And then they banned it because next thing you know, they're cloning humans and things like that. That's not to say that it doesn't still go on by governments behind the scenes or behind the curtains. You know what I mean? So you never
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, man.
It's just insane.
Hmm.
Like they showed it on the news, so I don't really know how true it is. They had a leash on it and that, and kids and that were petting it and doing everything else. They said it's some kind of
You'll never know, bro. Look how far we've
I,
come on technology. That could probably
I
be a
love my
robot for all
creative
we know.
spirit. Says that my granddaughter's ultrasound had a photograph of Jesus in it.
wow.
And well, here's the thing. I mean, okay, I've seen the ultrasound photos of where people have seen Jesus in ultrasound photos. I've seen, if you go on eBay right now and look up
Yeah.
Jesus toast, you will see the image of Christ burned into a piece of toast, and they're selling it on eBay for thousands of dollars. And somebody out there is going to buy it.
Yeah, true.
I've seen it in ultrasound photos. I've seen the devil in ultrasound photos. I've seen, Elvis in toast. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you never know, I mean, and that comes back to the visual matrixing and your brain trying to make out familiar images in photos and things like that. And
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean maybe it was actually Jesus's image in your granddaughter's ultrasound photo.
Mm.
You
Hey,
never
General
know. It's
Rogue
possible.
and Brenda.
But it
And
seems
this,
like there's a lot of things out there like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
right,
mean, literally, you can look up those things on eBay and people are selling them.
exactly.
right. And you guys remember when, and this was from yesterday, when Dad and JoJo were talking about politics and whatnot? Why in the hell? Nah, I kid you not.
True, Jen.
You see it in
True.
your TV shows and the cartoons that you watch. There are usually signs that are on those cartoons and TV shows that are really not supposed to be there. And
Yeah.
I'm sure they're doing that to seem interesting.
Well, it's like the photo thing. Okay, you guys have heard of the Shroud of Turin.
Yep.
Mhm.
This was a piece of silk cloth that was draped over Jesus when he was laid to rest inside the cave that they put his body in. And on the third
Yeah.
day, they opened it up and his body was gone, but the shroud was there. And it was like radiation had passed through it and left an image or a negative print of the likeness of Jesus Christ onto the shroud. Now,
Mhm.
they've tested this. They can't conclusively prove whether it's real or fake.
Yeah.
One test it is fake. One test claims it is real. Photos and analyzations of this shroud, and they still don't know. They've done
Right.
X-rays to it. They've done everything that they can possibly do to it to try to prove. The only thing they know for sure is that where the crown of thorns laid on his head, there actually is blood on the shroud. Whether that's actually Jesus's blood or something somebody put there when they faked it, they don't
True.
know. They can't prove it. They don't
Yeah.
have a DNA marker for Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. I mean, usually it's gotten to the point where usually people get so intrigued and blinded by the BS. It's like I said, leads right back to, hey, I don't know what to believe anymore, man. Stop feeding me nonsense.
Yeah.
Until he falls from the sky and he comes back down to earth to come save us all, that will be the day I believe it. But until then, not so much.
Exactly.
Huh.
Not a few pictures or
I don't know.
videos.
After
or
what
whatnot
happened
are
with
gonna make me
Jackson,
believe it.
I can't. After what happened to Jackson, there's
that's
no
what I'm
other
saying.
explanation to me. Sorry.
There's
It is
obviously some
so
kind of
true
higher
to me.
power the other day.
Yep.
I
Yep.
said, even if that higher power isn't what we think it is, there is a balance out there in the universe of good and evil. And if you put enough good out there, good comes back. And that's what's happened in Jackson's case. We had the people that prayed for Jackson and everything put enough good out there that it came back to him.
Exactly.
So obviously, something of some intelligence out there someplace that is a guiding hand. And
Anarchy.
it's
Amen
my
to
faith.
that.
Yeah. That healed
You know.
him. That
Hmm.
took
I
scar
do
tissue
believe in
that's
it.
been there for 14 years, 13, 12 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
It just
I
doesn't
mean, you
make
can
any
call it God, you
make
can
no
call it
sense.
karma, you can call it whatever you want. But if you put good out, good's going to come back to you. If you put negativity out there and
Hmm.
hatred, it's going to come back to you too.
Mm. And as they say in those songs, especially in rap, life is what you make it.
Yeah. Thanks, Lady Swan. He was gone just as quick as he got in here.
God is the one that decides. God is the one that decides when you get it's your time to pass. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That's why you live life to the fullest and cherish those that are around you and you love and care for.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, True Gen are all Rogue 7.
Look at that.
Everyone can speak
Sharpshooter
their
got
minds.
outshot. Oh, Lady Swan's a quick draw. You see that?
Oh yeah,
Sharpshooter.
she's quick.
Wow, Lady Swan, great job. Ching.
Gone.
Oh yeah, man. I actually really enjoyed this stream. This stream is something I'm never gonna forget.
Oh yeah.
I loved it, man. I love it.
Oh yeah. Like a lot of people can speak their mind in that, and I love it. A lot of people have different experiences and so on with the paranormal field and with, whatever their beliefs are or their religions are. I don't judge anybody, if you have something to say, go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way we are. People live differently.
He says, I'm doing what my husband does, lurking.
Did you have anything?
Yep. It's freedom of speech is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. It's amazing, man, how quick that was. It was like, bam.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That was real quick.
Way to go, Chad.
She almost outdrawed me like I outdrawed Nero the other day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like that was crazy. I no sooner looked at my phone and it was gone. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know how much longer you're taking this, Brian, but I have got to go use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
All right, Ghost.
Even if I wait it down.
Well, it's been, 2 hours now?
And even though I just got off work,
why?
Oh man,
yeah.
It still feels good to have
Aerial views and his stories. UK, how's it going?
It got really loud again. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't know why either. It's in and out. Says 2 hours yet. Well, I think when Ghost gets back, we can end it. We do our normal chat afterwards anyway. And
I mean,
all that.
I've done them but I never did it with the car.
Oh man,
his argument's gonna be faithful.
I've been pushing real hard because the 900 hours is all I have left, and it's like, oh, I just want to get it done.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, like throughout this year, we're going to be pumping out a lot more paranormal. I'm sure Aniki is as well, and Ghost. Like Aniki, that one investigation you guys did, that thing was scary. I thought you were going to get hurt.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Gussie, I need 900 hours. That's it. Lady Swan needs sleep. This lurking's taken away from her nappy time.
Yeah.
I beat my meat.
Yeah. Like this is one of the best streams that we've had. RK, it's not adult rated, so you know.
Well, at least I didn't say the other word.
Yeah. Well, that's for my monetization. I have 900 hours left, and then I get my monetization. Hey, folks, got to run and enjoy the rest of the stream. All right, Gussie Wells, thanks for coming, man.
But 27 people.
Yeah. It's been a good stream. That's why I'm still awake. Oh, yeah, I guarantee, Lady Swan. Yeah, I think it's been 2 hours, guys, so I might cut this now. It's been a really good stream. We've been talking and carrying on. It's been pretty lit tonight. And I don't want to keep my host too much longer than that. Hey, Tony the Rock fam's just getting ready to end this up, buddy. Nice to see you, though.
Haunted
And
Explorers is it?
yeah, Haunted Explorers just came in. And yeah,
What
like
are you doing tomorrow?
everything with the house, we're gonna get it cleansed and that, guys. No worries. And okay, General Rogue 7, thanks for coming. And we'll let the panel guests say their goodbyes, and then we'll end it.
Just remember, guys, if you're watching one of those ghost hunter shows on a network television, you see something that's unexplainable, it just seems too good to be true, like evidence that are just really too good to be true. More than likely,
It probably is.
ratings keeps them on.
It's ratings. It keeps them going. Anyone else want to add anything?
Channels, the smaller YouTube paranormal investigation channels, because that's where you're going to get the real stuff.
Oh yeah,
not off of regular mainstream television.
Exactly.
That being said, good night, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Love y'all.
All right, everybody. Much love. Thanks for coming. We out.